than what they played. It was 74-88 last year. They were in last place in the East. Their starting rotation is really good. And even adding Scherzer, it makes them even better. Their bullpen was not great. They were 29th in Major League Baseball. But offensively, they got to figure out how to manufacture runs. Bichette had some time off. He spent some time on the IL last year. You have Guerrero. This is a team that if they're in it at the deadline, if they're not, it's a sell-off. Everybody's gone. You're going to see a lot of minor leaguers come up to finish off the season.
We're going to see a lot of minor leaguers tonight for the Blue Jays. As we said, some of the stars did not travel. Let's take a look at today's starting lineup for the Jays, brought to you by Sandals, made of Caribbean. It begins with Will Wagner, followed by Dalton Varsho DHing. So far, a couple of homers this spring for Varsho. Joey Loperfido is in left. Tyler Heineman is doing the catching. Ernie Clement at shortstop. Nathan Lukes in center. Addison Barger in right. Leo Jimenez at second. And Riley Terada is at first base. They will face Marcus Stroman, making his third start of the spring. Last year, a 10-9 record, 4.31 ERA. Let's check out the Hyundai pitcher scouting report on Stroman.
Well, let's get ahead. He's got to get ahead. If he's not getting ahead, he doesn't have the stuff in the fastball anymore to be able to put it over the middle of the plate and get away with it. You have to hit your spots. He lives on the edges. You saw that last year as a Yankee. He loves the inside, outside. He likes to pick the edges. You get the right umpire that helps him out. That's definitely to his advantage and attitude. You know, rumor mills were flying around with his name all winter. Guys nowadays are a little bit more sensitive when their name is out there. He really took it to heart. He didn't show up. He showed up a couple days late to spring training. You see how he goes about his business. Let's see what he's all about. I mean, he's got the 5th starter role now that Heel is on the IL.
So we'll see what Stroman has in his third start of the spring. We take a look at the Yankees defense behind him. It'll be Smith, Bellinger, and Judge in the outfield. Velasquez, Peraza, Vivas, and Goldschmidt on the infield, with Wells behind the plate doing the catch. And as we mentioned, leading off tonight, we'll talk more about that as well. First pitch coming up to Will Wagner, and Stroman in with a strike. So even for a veteran pitcher, and he seems to have done it fairly well, really got to block out the noise, right? And this noise started happening in the offseason, in the hot stove season, when his name got brought up as a trade possibility, but those trade rumors were always just kind of simmering out there.
Well, he really struggled in the second half. He was left off the playoff roster, so basically he had his pom-poms on and he was cheering on the rest of the team. And, you know, when you're out there in the winter and you're hearing your name or you're going to go somewhere, it kind of upsets you a little bit, especially nowadays player, when I'm saying it a little bit more sensitive, because social media, a lot of times they'll find out that if they're traded or if they're out on the rumor mill before a team maybe even says anything to them. And you take it to heart. He definitely took it to heart. Showed up a couple days late. You know, you've seen some workout videos.
Ground ball, second base. Vivas on to first, one away.
Him hiking his pants up. He has the shorts and, you know, his jersey's hanging out. So, you know, you hope he has a comeback season. And, you know, he started off pretty well with the Yankees. It was just the second half. And he has to be a big part of this team. Now that Luis Gil is on the IL, you don't know when he's going to come back, possibly maybe after the All-Star break. So he's going to be a big part of this rotation.
Dalton Varsho is the DH. Had some rotator cuff surgery last September. So coming back, doing a lot of DHing so far this spring. Last season in 136 games, 18 homers, 58 runs batted in. Varsho lifting that one out to right field. Judge is over, 2 away. Let's check out the keys to the game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers.
Well, Dom Smith's playing left field, having a decent spring. Yes, he's had a couple rough years when he was at Washington 23 and 24. He played for 2 teams, Boston and Cincinnati, with Stanton not starting the season on the roster. Maybe he opens up a spot that he might be able to make the team. Goldie, this is a big question mark as well, as far as, okay, he's going to give you 150 games, but who's going to be that guy over there to give him some relief? Is it going to be Ben Rice? And who leads off? Well, this is going to be, this is his second day leading off. I'm going to ask Aaron Boone. I said, what makes Austin Wells that profile as a leadoff hitter?
Again, we talked about this in last night's game. Does it matter to you if The argument that a leadoff hitter only leads off once, or do you need that typical guy at the top of the lineup, in your opinion, and get on base and steal a base?
Well, we were talking before the game, and you made a good point as far as, when Volpe was leading off, it didn't really give him the ability to steal and use his speed, because you had Judge behind him, and then you had Soto. So you wanted to try to keep him at first. And in my opinion, I would have liked to see him get into scoring position if he had a chance. So with that being said, Jazz, you would think, okay, this might be a typical leadoff hitter. He's got speed. He probably can steal you 30 to 40 bases a year. But if you lead him off, are you shutting him down as well? Maybe it is somebody like a Dominguez if he makes a team, or a Wells that's leading off tonight.
2-2 pitch. Loperfido to first. Goldschmidt on to Stroman. And that will do it. A clean 1-2-3. Top of the first for Marcus Stroman and the Yanks. Their first at bats coming up next. Great to have you back with us. George M. Steinbrenner Field, and the first at bats coming up for the Yankees with the leadoff hitter, Austin Wells. Nelly, you take a look at Wells, that quick turnaround. Take the gear off, get the bat and the helmet, get ready to go. We're going to talk about that in a second as we take a look at tonight's starting lineup for the Yanks, brought to you by Sandals, made of Caribbean, with Wells leading off this spring, couple extra base hits, 4 runs batted in and 13 at bats. Aaron Judge back out and right, followed by Cody Bellinger, Paul Goldschmidt. Trent Grisham is the DH tonight. Dominic Smith is in left, Oswald Peraza is in short, Yorvik Vivas is in second, and Andrew Velasquez manning the hot corner and batting ninth. The pitcher tonight for the Blue Jays is Yariel Rodriguez. 21 starts last season for the Blue Jays. Did not go well. A 1-8 record. ERA north of just around 4.5. So let's check out the Hyundai pitcher scouting report on Rodriguez.
Well, he's not overpowering. Fastball 93-94, has a slider, curveball, and his split. Pitch to contact, 40 walks. You saw the stats there. 40 walks in 86 2/3. That's definitely have to be cut down. And a fifth starter. He's in that fifth starter competition. You just mentioned the 21 starts, had the 4.5 ERA. You'd like to see a little more innings, only 86 2/3 in those 20 games that he started, or 21 games that he started.
So back to the conversation about Austin Wells. We know in the regular season, the Yankees have never had a catcher lead off. This is a test in spring. Aaron Boone kind of kicking the tires on it. Hasn't committed to it. Could put a Volpe up there, a Dominguez maybe at some point, a Jazz Chisholm Jr. And it also depends, does he definitely want that lefty-righty with Judge batting second, Bellinger third, or is he willing to go righty-righty?
Well, you look at a leadoff hitter, and you mentioned, okay, they lead off one time to start off the game. You want someone to be patient, and usually that's a veteran guy. A lot of times young hitters, they're not very patient. They really don't like to hit with 2 strikes. And when you're a leadoff guy, you got to be able to be comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. You have to show the rest of that lineup, hey, this is what the pitcher has right off the bat. Does he have a good curveball that day? Is he spotting his fastball? Does he have some life on his fastball? And right now he's gotten 0-2, so this is a perfect example. Are you comfortable with hitting with 2 strikes?
It's a great point. And what is the 2-strike approach? Is there anything different? Some guys will shorten up a little. Stop that big front leg stride. Little check swing stays alive for Wells.
And Anthony Volpe and Jazz, if they're going to shut the running game down because of who's behind them and Aaron Judge, maybe it's a little bit different because you don't have a Judge Soto. You have a Judge, Bellinger, and Goldschmidt. Maybe you have those guys lead off.
Austin Wells, big swing out to right, ball flying at Steinbrenner Field and flying up and out. Austin Wells, leadoff home run out to right field, and just like that, you don't need him on base to steal a base. Well, they just hit it out of the park.
Two-strike approach or two-strike hitter, hey, you take it.
Leadoff homer for Wells in a 1-0 Yankees lead. That is instant offense. Just add water and just add Wells.
Well, Rodriguez tried to come back with a fastball, and he absolutely crushed it. It just gets out, and Wells says, I knew he got it.
Brings up Aaron Judge. Judge may be hoping to have a guy on base in this case to knock a runner in. Not the case, at least in that first at bat.
Now you wonder, you have Jazz and Volpe. Volpe didn't do a great job last year in that leadoff role. Does it change because you don't have... Here's the ball just getting over the fence. You see the right fielder, Barger, just over his glove. Does it change with not having a Judge and Soto, and you just have Judge and a Bellinger? Does it change the leadoff perspective as far as maybe giving them a green light a little bit more and say, hey, you get on, I want you in scoring position? If a Volpe leads off or a Jazz Chisholm leads off.
A Judge last year, obviously the American League MVP, his second such award. Now, one more school of thought on that leadoff spot. Unless you feel you have a guy that's definitely going to get into scoring position, steal you a bag, that kind of thing, you could make the argument you could have a batter like a Wells to lead off, and then you got the big boys coming up. You got Judge, Bellinger, and Goldschmidt who can do some major damage, so you can sit tight with a guy on first and expect a well-struck base hit or a home run.
And the only one on the team that really profiles as one of those leadoff hitters that you were talking about as far as the speed is Jazz Chisholm.
2-2 pitch. And a breaking ball grounded to short. On to first from Clement, one away. Take a look at the Blue Jays defense behind Yariel Rodriguez. It's Loper, Fido, Lukes, and Barger around the outfield. Wagner, Clement, Jimenez, and Terada, with Heineman behind the plate doing the catching. Brings up Cody Bellinger. 130 games with the Cubs last season, traded to the Yanks this offseason. And looks at ball one from Rodriguez. You know, some of these players, a Bellinger, a Goldschmidt, when they join this team, how many times have you seen when a veteran who maybe the last season didn't play quite up to their capability, even as a veteran, feels like they have something to prove to their new team?
Yeah, I think so. And you come over and you always, when you look at the back of the baseball card, you see how consistent they are, and especially a Goldschmidt and what he has done in his career. And he had a better second half than he did the first half. He comes to a new team. You don't want to put so much pressure on yourself that, hey, I've got to play like the back of my card. I've got to step it up. But you have veteran players around like an Aaron Judge, a Bellinger. It helps you ease into a team. And yes, you have a little chip on your shoulder from maybe not having that great year that you expect.
Bellinger swatting that one out to right. That is a launched shot deep into the bleachers in right. Second homer of the inning, and the Yankees lead it 2-0.
Well, Soto provided 41 homers last year, and I think with the addition, you have Wells from the left side. I think he's a 20-25 guy. Bellinger, 20-25 guy. You have Jazz Chisholm could hit you 30. So I think you can make up for that power that you lost with these guys that you're going to have. And you look at Bellinger here, he gets a hanging slider from Rodriguez, and he just absolutely crushed it. This is not a wall scraper.
Well, no, that was a great little adjustment by him, too, to kind of dip down to get that pitch as it fell down in the zone.
Yeah, and to a lefty, that slider's coming right down in his power zone. He just drops to head.
Paul Goldschmidt, a few days ago, had his first spring home run for the Yankees. And I've said this about Goldschmidt numerous times this offseason. He's only 2 years removed from a National League MVP. And he had a great second half last year, much better than the first half. So there are obvious signs that he could easily rebound to what's on the back of his baseball card.
And he's a great first baseman. He's a really good defensive first baseman. We've seen that so far here in spring, how much ground he covers.
0-2 pitch from Rodriguez. and stays alive, fouling that one off.
Rodriguez, 96. He's usually about 93, 94. He's feeling it nighttime in Tampa.
Rodriguez hoping to crack that starting rotation, probably between him and Bowden Francis for that 5th spot. And he gets that one up to Goldschmidt, 1-2. They really do have good starting pitching. Again, signing Scherzer, but they have Bassett, Jose Barrios. Just quality pitching.
Kevin Gausman, you add him in there. They were 9th in MLB in starters rotation.
Swing and a miss on a slider there for Goldschmidt, 2 away.
They had some injuries last year. Their bullpen was awful, 29th in the MLB. You know, the run scoring was not there for them. Home runs, stolen bases. You think that would be a little bit better? They added Jeff Hoffman from the Phillies. He's probably going to be your closer. Emi Garcia, another reliever that they added in that bullpen. Santander out as far as an offensive player that was with Baltimore, a switch hitter that has a lot of power. You would expect Toronto to be a lot better this year.
Rodriguez misses away, 1-1. But Toronto, depending on whether guys live up to their pedigree, whether there are injuries on the team. Kelly, we've talked about this. Always feeling like there are seasons in which they take a step forward, and then next season it's like they take a step or even 2 back. So looking for that consistency. And again, this is the make or break year with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Reaching free agency at the end, and then what do they do with him this season?
Yeah, you have Bichette as well. There was a couple pitchers I think that are also free agents. I think Gausman might be, and I think Bichette is also. So they're going to lose a lot of guys, and almost in a rebuilding mode if they don't wind up doing what they should by the trade deadline. These guys could all be going somewhere else.
And then if you've got to pay Guerrero Jr. at the end of the season, unless they are able to work something out in season, but he said he doesn't want to do that, you then have to think about Bo Bichette. How much is that going to cost you? Do you keep those 2 around? Bichette, a free agent at the end of next season. 1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss by Grisham, and that will do it here in the first, but a noisy bottom of the first for the Yankees. It began with the leadoff hitter, Austin Wells, knocking one over the wall and right. And then Cody Bellinger, a batter later, boom, time out to right. Yanks lead it 2-0. Spring training on Yes is presented by your local Ford stores. Dominate the field with the legendary capability of the Ford Bronco, official SUV of the New York Yankees. Visit your local Ford store for a test drive. Yanks with a couple on the board in the bottom of the first. They lead at 2-0. Marcus Stroman, his second inning of work. 1-2-3, top of the first, as he faces the 4, 5, 6 hitters here, starting with Tyler Henneman, who's doing the catching today. Henneman just 8 games for the Blue Jays last year. Gets that one on his hands, pops it up. And Peraza has it one away. That is a typical, very good pitch by Stroman there, right? Just a little cutter in on the hands, nothing the batter could do.
Yeah, especially the lefties. He likes to work the outside corner with the sinker, and then he throws that cutter in, and if you get it up, you get that kind of reaction off the bat. A little jam shot. And that's him all day. He lives out on the outside edges, and that's why it's so key for him to get ahead. And when he struggles in a game is when he gets behind hitters. His fastball is only about 86 to 87 now.
And 2 pitches spotted on that outside, missing, so 2-0 to Clement.
If you get a pitcher's friendly umpire that might give you a couple inches of the outside corner or on both sides of the plate, then he'll have some success because he has great control out there. But if you have a hitter's umpire that makes him get it over the middle of the plate, that's when he struggles, because he doesn't have the stuff anymore. It really has to utilize the changeup. He has to utilize that curveball and 2-seamer to get some outs.
Stroman trying to bounce back from his last outing, gave up 4 runs to the Braves in 2 2/3. 2-1 pitch. And again, moving in on the hands of Clement, evens the count at 2-2. Pitch breakdown from last year, and Nellian, nice distribution between the sinker, cutter, slider, serve, and splitter.
Yeah, and after coming inside there, that's usually a setup pitch for the outside. You either throw that slider or a cutter away. Pitching against his old team.
2-2 pitch to Clement. Oh, what a pitch. Little slurve right over the heart of the plate. It looked like Clement was thinking that was coming 2 away.
Yeah, and that's a great setup pitch. That fastball inside, when you're going in and getting the hitter off the plate and even jamming him, that opens up the outside, and that's a really good breaking ball down and away.
Two away. Stroman looking good so far. Now facing the center fielder, Nathan Lukes. Little hesitation over the rubber there. Lukes last season got a call up, 303 hitter, a homer and 10 runs batted in. And knocks that one out to right. Judge will give it a bit of a look, but that's a 2-out home run by Lukes. Blue Jays are on the board 2-1.
Well, Stroman tried to lead Lukes off with a breaking ball with that little hesitation, left it up, and Wells and Stroman went back to that exact same pitch. There you see the curveball just going to spin up there. That ball's on a tee to a left-handed hitter.
Two away. Addison Barger, the hitter, out right field tonight.
You watch his hands. You see him. He just stays back, and he sees the spin instantly off of that breaking ball, and it's a hanger.
1-1 pitch. Bounces it in the dirt, 2-1. Fastball in for a strike, 2-2.
And every pitcher needs pitches that go to both sides of the plate, and you need that. If you're a right-handed hitter, a right-handed pitcher, and you're facing a lefty, you need that cutter coming in. You need to set up that four-seamer in, and then that changeup that goes away, or a slider, a backdoor slider, a backdoor breaking ball.
Takes a little off that one.
He's thrown about 4 or 5 cutters, and they've been pretty good, especially inside to lefties. Almost looked like he's told Wells that it's going to be a changeup away.
A little flare into left center field. 2-out base hit for Barger.
Well, it said four-seam fastball, but I think that was another cutter from Stroman at 89.
We welcome our Canadian viewers on Sportsnet. Bob Lorenz, Jeff Nelson, Justin Shackle with you here on Yes and the Gotham Sports app, as the Blue Jays have got 1 on the board so far with a Nathan Luke solo home run, and they've got a runner at first, 2 away. Stroman against Leo Jimenez. And a breaking ball misses, 1-0.
And even that pitch right there looked more like a cutter on the outside half. A lot of off-speed so far here in the first couple innings from Stroman.
Yeah, Nathan Lucas did a nice job adjusting to an off-speed pitch, taking Stroman deep for a home run. 2-0 pitch to Jimenez. And a chopper to third. Velasquez on to first. And that will do it. But the Blue Jays do get on the board on that Lucas home run. It's 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the second. Tonight's injury report brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Giancarlo Stanton will receive a 3rd round of PRP injections in both elbows on Monday. And then Tyler Matzik signed to a non-roster invitee deal in spring training, diagnosed with an oblique injury. Neither expected to be ready for opening day. As we welcome you back at the bottom of the second, we get it to our colleague Justin Shackle for more on the injury situation. Justin?
Yeah, Bobby, you see Giancarlo in the Yankees dugout right here, back in Yankees camp, but heading back up on Monday. Aaron Boone said that he doubts Giancarlo will play in any games before the end of spring training, and he said that the ramp up with the baseball activities is what's going to take the most time for Stanton in this process. When that ramp up begins is not known, but Boone said hopefully Stanton's recovery is something that costs the Yankees a little bit on the front end of the season, but hopefully serves them well over the long haul. And yesterday I asked Brian Cashman how the Yankees were looking at filling the DH spot while Stanton's sideline. He left that up to Aaron Boone, who continues to say that he's liking what he's seeing from the likes of Ben Rice and a trimmed down Everson Pereira, who is close to getting into a game defensively here.
This is Dom Smith, and he's opened some eyes as well as he hits one the opposite way to third base. Put it in the books, 5-3, 1 away.
I talked with Tom Smith earlier this afternoon, actually. He can play first base. He spent time in the outfield while with the Mets. Obviously doing that tonight. Another in-house option that the Yankees continue to discuss. But how they fill that DH spot, especially against lefties and righties with the matchup, that's going to be something to watch here with 3 weeks to go.
Oswald Peraza with one away. Looks at a slider in for strike one.
You have a team that played in the World Series last year, and they come to spring training with a lot of open spots, a lot of question marks. With some early injuries in spring training with Stanton and Heel.
Shattered bat to Rodriguez, 2 away.
I really don't see them carrying 3 catchers. Even if Ben Rice, this is a saw blade. This is a 2-seamer inside. A good pitch by Rodriguez. Even if Ben Rice made the team, you look the last 4 years, Goldschmidt played 150 plus games. You could see that again this year. So you're really only spelling him about 8 to 10 ball games over there at first. That could be anyone. Even Cabrera could play first base if you really need it. And having Ben Rice, if he could fill the DH role, maybe play first base, have him behind the plate. And even having him in the field and having Wells, there's your 2 catchers.
Yorvin Vivas smokes one up the middle for a two-out base hit.
I really don't see them carrying 3. You never see really teams carry 3 catchers. It's almost you're using up a roster spot. There's a good swing here. Fastball down in the zone. Watch your lips right there if you're Rodriguez on the mound.
Would you consider doing the 3 catcher with Rice on the roster if you want to get Goldschmidt off his feet a little bit and DH him some while Stanton's out? So maybe early in the season, that's an option.
And that's the only spot where you would have to carry 3 catchers if you had Rice DH, because you don't want to lose that, then all of a sudden your pitcher hits. Now, if you had Rice over at first, that wouldn't matter because Wells would be behind the plate, and you can have somebody else fill in at first if he's behind the plate and all of a sudden he has to come out of the ball game, and then Rice fills in. So that would be the occasion that you would have to carry 3 catchers because you don't want to lose your DH there. So maybe that's an occasion. If Rice makes the team, you probably won't see him as a designated hitter.
Andrew Velasquez is the batter, number 9 hitter. Signed in the offseason by the Yankees. Spent his time at AAA with the Braves last year.
I just don't like the 3 catchers because that 3rd catcher never plays. And it's just using up a roster spot that you may need for somebody else.
One-two pitch coming up to Velasquez. And a swing and a miss. And that'll do it here in the bottom of the second. A 2-out base hit, but that's it. Yankees strand 1 as we go to the 3rd. back to Yankee Spring Training presented by your local Ford stores. Dominate the field. Legendary Ford Bronco, official SUV of the Yankees. Yankees with a 2-1 lead as we head to the top of the third. 9-1-2 hitters for Marcus Stroman. 2-1 on the Montefiore Einstein scoreboard as Riley Terada steps up and fouls that one away.
Stroman making his third appearance or third start. I think his fourth appearance in the spring. 30 pitches. I would imagine getting up to about 60.
Missing away 1-1. You know, it is amazing, Nelly, how things work out with all the chatter that they were trying to find a trade partner for Stroman. What would you do with him? Heel goes down with an injury, won't be around for a while, and suddenly there's this huge need for Stroman to step up and fill that void.
He also has an option for next year. It's about, I think,
140 innings, I believe, yeah.
Some innings, and it kicks in that 26 option.
Terada checks his swing, 2-2. There's going to be contact against him. Not a big strikeout, guys. You know, last year, 4th in the American League in ground ball rate, about 48.6%. Just looking for that weak contact as he tries to get it off the barrel of the bat and out of the zone, which he did right there, too far out, 3-2.
Yeah, and he doesn't give in. And fastball counts, you'll see that breaking ball there. You might see a change up on occasion, the cutter outside. I don't see him giving in here, 3-2, even at spring training.
And again, inducing weak contact with ground ball foul.
Everything's on the edges. When he's hitting the edges and he's commanding that, both sides of the plate, you're going to get balls off the end of the bat. You're going to get jam shots. You're not going to get a lot of great contact offensively.
Payoff pitch again to Terada. Tying him up again, fouling that one off, stays alive.
Oh, yeah, it's a 2026 option, 140 innings. He had 150 2/3 last year. It's the 5th starter that's reachable.
Here we go again on 3-2. Right down the pipe, 4-seam fastball, and Terada strikes out looking one away. Element of surprise, it seemed, right there.
Yeah, that's the thing. He doesn't give in 3-2, so you can expect off speed, and he comes with a 4-seamer right down the middle of the plate. That's when the hitter's looking slider or looking something away, and next thing you know, he gets dead red. And he's kicking himself all the way back to the dugout.
Second strikeout for Stroman. Back to the top of the lineup, and Will Wagner, who grounded to second in his first at bat. How important is it for Stroman, especially if he's a 5th starter, to not go too deep into counts, to get that contact early and be able to extend himself into a game?
He's a guy, if he does go deep in the count, you're going to see a lot of foul balls because you're going to see some weak contact, weak ground balls the other side. He doesn't have the ability to strike out a lot of guys, so you would like to see the pitch count down. You would like to see him go deeper into the game, so he wants early contact.
Hoping to get a swing, did not get it there, 2-2. Did exactly what Wells wanted him to do there, though, imploring him to go up in the zone, and he did. Wagner, another ground ball to second base, 2 away.
And by throwing the 4-seamer upstairs, because of Stroman is down, everything that he throws is about knee down. The sinker, the slider, the changeup, you know, you have the curveball. So everything the hitter is seeing is down. You need to sneak something up around the letters just to give that hitter a different look, and then you can go back down. Just changing the eye level really messes up the hitter.
Dalton Varsho looks at ball one. He lined out to right field in his first at bat. Good spring so far. 2 homers, 3 runs batted in. It just 8 at bats. With the exception of that Nathan Lucas home run when he really teed off on the breaking ball over the heart of the plate, seems like the Blue Jays so far having a little bit of time syncing up with what Stroman's throwing up there.
You also like how he's going back to that breaking ball. A lot of pitchers, once they hang that breaking ball and it gets hit for a home run, all of a sudden they're scrapping that pitch. It's at spring training. You're going to have to keep going back and get a better feel for it. You know, those breaking balls, even though as much as these guys throw in the winter, it's still one of the last pitches as far as regaining that arm strength. That's the last pitch that's going to come. Usually fastball, command, and changeup. And then later in the spring, your arm really starts to feel good, and you'll get to see that spin rate where you want it to start the season. But it's nice to see that he's going back. He said, I got to try to find the curveball. I know I hung that one to Luke's, but I got to keep going with it and get a good feel.
Goes up in the zone to Varsho, who just keeps fouling him off. So still a 1-2 count as Stroman looks for that magic pitch to get an out. Two pitch. Just can't quite find the one to put him away. A lot of souvenirs over on the third base side for the fans.
And that's what we talked about. I mean, you want to try to get early outs, you know, 2-3 pitches, maybe 4 at the most. Once it starts getting 2-2, 3-2, you see a lot of foul balls. He started the inning with 30 pitches. It's going to be a 19-20 pitch inning.
Varsho hitting that one out to left field. Dom Smith is there, and that will do it. As Stroman goes 1-2-3 in the top of the third.
Over the years, you've built equity in your home. And when you need money for life's necessities, your home can pay you back. Let us show you how you could access $45,000 or more. Visit us online at loandepot.com today.
Michael Trout.
It's a dream come true.
He plays like a Hall of Famer.
One of the greatest players of all time.
That ball in, Trout ahead.
Just drink this in. He's not even close to being done.
I come to the ballpark every day trying to get better.
Generational play.
Ball's crushed.
He's rocking and rolling.
Well, it's his world.
Top tank for Mike Trout.
A different kind of juice when you see an all-time great player.
So with Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more?
Yeah, home, car, motorcycle, all bundled together. Just like that breakfast burrito.
So can I get chorizo?
Metaphorically, yeah.
Carnita.
Just chicken. Just give me a bunch of chicken.
Oh, bacon?
Oh, wait, there isn't too much hot sauce, is there? I have a sensitive palate.
I actually like hot sauce. Can I get chips?
How about guacamole?
I don't really know what we're talking about anymore.
Burritos.
Sure.
Okay.
For bundling made easy, get more with Geico.
Best on best prospect battles are coming back. The Spring Breakout Series returns with 16 games featuring the game's top prospects going head to head. The Spring Breakout Series continues right here on MLB Network.
For your brain.
Yankee Spring Training on is presented by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Bottom of the third in Tampa, and the Yankees leading it 2-1 over the Blue Jays. Back to the top of the order, 1-2-3, and wouldn't you know it, Nelly, Austin Wells leading off again. Another inning. Led off the game with a solo home run, and no doubter out just over the wall and right. Good spring so far for Wells. 357 average, couple of homers, and 5 runs batted in.
Now, we said it yesterday. It's going to be fun to see him behind the plate for about 130 ball games, maybe even more, and see what he can do at the plate.
1-1 pitch. Fouls that breaking ball off, 1-2. Ellie, let's take another look at that leadoff home run in the first.
And he's down 0-2, so this is what you love to see. The leadoff hitter is going to have to be comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. He gets a fastball upstairs, just gets over the wall.
Rodriguez comes right up, gets his attention with that fastball up in the zone, 2-2.
Well, usually fastball in means some kind of breaking ball off speed.
Decides to go fastball away and misses. Count goes full 3-2. Great midsection to his season as he took over for the injured Jose Trevino in an 86-game stretch there. And he sneaks one through the right side for his second base hit of the game. Austin Wells with a nice full count hit here to lead things off in the top of the third.
That's a great AB. You know, Rodriguez comes in with that fastball and he goes back away the next pitch, misses. Really good AB by Austin Wells there to stay in there and get a pitch that he can sneak in the hole.
Now you set the table for the big bombers coming up. Aaron Judge grounded to short in his first at bat. Out in right field tonight, he DH'd in yesterday's ball game. Still looking for his first home run of the spring. Only had 6 at bats though. Got that late start to the game situation, getting into games. And a swing up in the zone, 1-1. We've talked about this too with a guy who's now a veteran, the comfort level of knowing how many at bats you need, and certainly it was in his mind now a lot less than it was when he came into the league.
Yeah, you look at last year, really struggled to get off the start of the season in April, and he winds up winning the MVP. He only had about 30, 35 at-bats, and he's even said that, you know, I didn't get enough last year. I wasn't ready for the season. He would like to get about 60, 65, and then he would feel comfortable enough to start the season. That would be enough for him.
1-2 pitch coming up to Judge. Rodriguez misses up 2-2.
Now I'll say breaking ball. Righty against righty. You come inside. It's got to be something down and away.
And he does go breaking ball, does go away, and he gets a strikeout, 1 away.
Once you come inside and you knock hitters off, and whether it's from the right side or the left side, very rarely do you want to double up in there because you've already made them aware of that inside pitch. Usually it's down and away, especially right on righty, right on right. You're going breaking ball down and away and see if you get that swing. Lefty, it's a little bit different.
Bottom of the first, Cody Bellinger followed Austin Wells' solo home run with one of his own. Blast to right that made it 2-0. That's the kind of start you want. 474 and 19 at bats, couple of homers, 3 ribs. And Bellinger sneaking that one right there under the glove of Privada. And Austin Wells will go to third. Bellinger trying for two, but they throw him out. So an aggressive base running there by Bellinger does advance the runner on the single, but gets thrown out at second for the second out of the inning.
And we're going to see that a lot during the regular season with that short foul territory down each line, the left field line and the right field line. It's only about a foot from the foul line to the wall. Gets a fastball inside, just gets it past Terada, the first baseman. Nice job by Barger, the right fielder, to get the ball in. Played that ball nicely off the wall. You're going to see a lot of singles during the year because Tampa's going to play there when the ball gets down the line and off that wall. Not very many doubles down the line.
Wells is on third, 2 away, and Goldschmidt looks at a first pitch strike. Goldschmidt struck out swinging in his first at bat.
You saw the numbers with Bellinger, and believe me, players know what kind of spring they have, and they want to have good springs. They never want to. It's hard to tell a player or have in their mind when they have a poor swing, a poor spring, that they're not going to carry it into the season. If you have at least the last week or last 2 weeks of some success, that's going to start a good year.
Clement on to first, and that will do it here for the Yankees, who get Wells to third but leave him stranded as we head to the fourth.
Over the years, you've built equity in your home. And over the years, life happens. And through life's ups and downs and ups again, when you need money for some of life's necessities, now your home can pay you back. Let us show you how you can access $45,000 or more. Give us a call or visit us online at loandepot.com today.
Pete Alonso, franchise cornerstone, homegrown Met.
That's the guy you want to build your team around.
You know, Pete has turned into such an intelligent hitter.
If you hit it, it goes, that's for sure.
Oh, man, Pete got a hold of one.
There's not many guys who can do what he does from an offensive standpoint.
It's out of here, and the Mets win it! Into the second deck! That ball was tattooed.
Polar bear's a ribby machine.
The Angels select Michael Trout.
It's a dream come true.
He plays like a Hall of Famer.
One of the greatest players of all time.
That ball is routed.
Just drink this in. He's not even close to being done.
I come to the ballpark every day trying to get better.
Generational play.
Ball's crushed.
He's rocking and rolling. Well, it's his world.
Top tank for Mike Trout.
A different kind of juice when you see an all-time great player.
Yes today.
Great to have you back with us in Tampa. Top of the fourth on the Tri-State Cadillac scoreboard, and the Yankees lead it 2-1. Marcus Stroman got the start. Got him through 3, and now the right-hander Jeff Hartlieb takes over. Spent last season with Colorado, just got into 5 games, threw 9 innings for him. A homer, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts.
Had a pretty good spring. 3 outings. This will be his 4th outing of the spring. 3 innings, 5 strikeouts in those 3 innings.
He'll face the 3-4-5 hitters in the Blue Jays lineup, starting with Joey Loperfido, who grounded to first in his first at bat. Loperfido lifting that one out to left. Dom Smith will be there. 1 away as we welcome in Yankees manager Aaron Boone. And Aaron, Marcus Stroman giving you 3 innings. What did you like about his performance tonight?
I thought he was sharp. Cutter was really good. I thought he did a good job with the 2-seam and the 4-seam. His 2-seam wasn't great last time out. I thought it was better this time. But I thought pretty sharp. You know, you saw a little mix of everything too. You know, slider, curveball, hung the one curveball looked like for the homer. But around that, I thought was really crisp.
Well, let's subtract what Austin Wells has done in this game, because my question is, what makes him profile to you guys as a leadoff hitter?
I don't know yet. Why he profiles for me right now is as a potential is because I think he's a really good hitter, and I think he has you know, he's going to be a guy that gets on base a lot. You know, I think when he gets settled into this league and we look up in a few years, it's going to be a pretty high on base percentage guy. So if that's the case, that's why he's, in my eyes, a real candidate.
You've heard the stat that the Yankees in the regular season have never had a catcher as a leadoff hitter. Does that mean anything to you, or is that just like, okay, well, that's history, but that doesn't mean anything in this case?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what that means. I mean, I think we have a lot of quality candidates. I don't know that we have the ideal one necessarily, but and it might end up being a shared situation. But you know, I think Austin Wells can really hit. I think he's going to be a real good offensive catcher in this league, and I think part of his offensive profile or strength when we look up is going to be the ability to get on base. But we'll see. You know, I like Jazz there. I could see Dominguez being a guy. You know, it may be against a left-handed pitcher. You know, I do something else and go with the righty, whether it's Volpe or Goldschmidt. You know, I'm pretty open to a lot of different things in that leadoff spot. So we'll see.
Does it change this year knowing that you don't have the Soto-Judge combination right behind a leadoff guy, where you just have Judge now and then Bellinger, Goldschmidt? Does it change a little bit for the leadoff guy as far as maybe utilizing that speed? Not that you shut down Volpe or anybody that could steal the leadoff spot, but does that change a little, maybe freeing them up to steal a base and getting to scoring position?
I don't know. I mean, that's kind of what's said a lot. The one thing I do like so yesterday's lineup, for example, you got Bellinger hitting third, and then it was Goldie, then it's Jazz, Volpe, Dominguez. Like Belly, Jazz, Volpe, Dominguez, you can do a lot of things right there athletically. And then after that, I even had Grish and Cabrera hitting 8-9. So I feel like athletically we can do a lot of things, and there's some freedom in the middle of that lineup. And while I think Jazz can handle the leadoff spot, I do like him in the middle, just with his power. A lot of his average and on base comes from hitting the ball and the power that he has. So I feel like he and Bellinger are going to have a lot of chances to drive in runs, and I like that with those two guys.
Clement out to right. Judge will handle it. And as always, Aaron, we thank you for joining us. Have a terrific night. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks, guys. You can warm up. Hear you.
Shortstop position.
Our guy could flat play defense on another level.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
He's got good hands, good balance at the plate, hits the ball to all field.
How about that, Ezequiel Tovar? Ezequiel Tovar does it. Man, is Tovar special.
Look for big things for him in the near future.
You could talk about him all night long. From offense to defense to the way he hustles.
We're allowed to have favorite players in the game, too. And on the short list for me is this guy.
Arenado, a walk-off big fly.
He's a team leader. He's a fun guy. He's a great personality.
This is who you build franchises around.
Magnificent play from Arenado.
There is not an out he thinks he can't get. This guy is some kind of player.
Spring's in full swing on MLB Network. Recap the day with MLB Tonight. Catch up on the day's news, highlights, and even hear from the players themselves.
I want to win a World Series. I want to do it in Kansas City.
MLB Tonight. Coverage continues through opening day.
ERS, Whites and Luxembourg. Winning big for the little guy.
Welcome back to Yankee Spring Training, presented by your local Ford stores. Dominate the field with a legendary Ford Bronco, official SUV of the Yankees. Bottom of the fourth at George M. Steinbrenner Field. The Yankees have a 2-1 lead on the Toronto Blue Jays. Third of four spring meetings between these two teams. 2-1 on the Tri-State Cadillac scoreboard as the Yankees will send up their 5, 6, 7 hitters in this inning. Trent Grisham, Dom Smith, and Oswald Peraza. They face the right-hander out of the bullpen for the Blue Jays, Ryan Jennings.
Jennings spent some time in A-ball and Double-A last year in the Eastern League. Did a nice job in Double-A. 10 ball games of under 1 ERA, .90.
Old school stirrups, by the way. Don't know if those are the built-in ones or the traditional ones with sanitaries. What do you think?
I think they might be the old school. You don't usually see that. You don't even see sanitaries anymore.
Nope. Sometimes you don't even see socks.
Yeah, they got the pants tucked underneath their shoes. Has them hemmed around the knee. We're in the minor leagues. You used to have to show some color. You couldn't wear the pants all the way down to the shoes. You had to bring it up.
Grisham takes a quick time with the count 3-1. And a walk for Grisham to lead things off here in the fourth. Fans want to remind you the Yes app has moved to the Gotham Sports app, your new home for streaming live Yankees, Nets, and more. Free with an eligible TV subscription. Download the Gotham Sports app now and sign in with your existing Yes app username and password, or visit GothamSports.com to get streaming. Grisham aboard and holds up on that ball that gets away from Heineman as Dom Smith comes up. Smith grounding to third in his first at bat.
And you used to wear the old school stirrups. You used to get the ones, and you wanted to make sure they were like that, so you could just pull them as high as you can. You get those ones that have the thick sides. So you try ripping them. I said, I can't show that much blue.
And I would say this about Jennings compared to some other pitchers, Nelly. He doesn't miss leg day at the gym.
No, he doesn't. The pants are a little tight.
Maybe he's out there running foul pole to foul pole like the old school pitchers used to do.
He's got the old school stirrups. Maybe that would help. Yeah, they don't run poles anymore either. You used to see that in spring games. You used to see during the game, the guys would be running poles, especially the visiting team. Stanton taking advantage of the new facial hair.
Judge has said he will not go that route. Take a check on Grisham at first. Jennings behind Smith 2-0.
Yeah, Jennings has a high leg kick as well. He doesn't hold runners on, I would imagine. Very slow to the plate. Anybody that gets on first that can steal a base has a little bit easier time.
Does a quick jump off first base, secondary lead. Smith swings and fouls it off, 2-1. Another miss away from Jennings, 3-1. Smith got one up, eye level, pops it up. Tirada has it, one away.
Well, Smith getting in a hitter's count, and that was probably ball 4. But he wanted to try to jump all over one to hit number 3 on the spring.
One away brings up Oswald Peraza, playing short tonight. Grounded to the pitcher in his first at bat. As Nelly said, a little saw blade shattered his bat. 17 at bat so far this spring, splitting time at third with Oswaldo Cabrera. And Grisham on the move and in with a stolen base.
With Jennings, he's going to have to improve his move to the plate. He's really slow and deliberate. You see Grisham with the big jump. Easy bag. He's going to have to learn how to slide step or hold runners a little bit better, especially the higher he goes through the minor league system and possibly the big leagues.
Peraza RBI opportunity. Fouls that one away, 2-1.
Even Peraza's got the facial hair going. Now this is what I'm talking. Okay, it's well groomed, but it doesn't go any higher than like the jawline. So it's like it doesn't exist anywhere up top. Is that good? If you're talking about a beard, does it have to be from sideburns all the way around?
I think as long as it's well groomed, I think that's the key.
That's a little patchy right there.
Yeah. Two-two pitch. Jennings misses 3-2. Grisham's on second, one away. We've talked about the value of Peraza, Cabrera, multiple positions that they can play. That platoon at third base, as of right now, that's the way the situation shakes out as Peraza has a good at bat, draws a walk. First and second with one away.
He's a really good infielder. He can play second base. You know, even thought maybe there was a chance that you see Volpe and Peraza as the double play combination, but you could play third. You just want him to hit, and that's what you would love to see, just the bat. I mean, spring training to come. I mean, that was a 3-2 count. It was a bad pitch, but you'd love to see him get a fastball that he'd been able to handle, to see what he could do with it. It's just all about his plate discipline and his bat. The defense is there.
Yorvin Vivas rocketed a single to center field back in the second inning. He's got a couple runners on with one away here in the fourth. Going to sneak it under the second baseman's glove. Grisham will come around to score. The runner will advance to third. And the Yankees add a run here in the fourth. It's 3-1.
Well, let's not forget about Vivas as well. I mean, he can play the infield positions, and so far, he can play third, second, short. Gets a fastball, another fastball upstairs after a breaking ball for a strike. Just gets past the second baseman, Jimenez. And Vivas to pull. RBI base hit. Nice job by Peraza, going first to third.
Second hit of the ball game for Vivas. First and third, one away for Andrew Velasquez. Velasquez struck out swinging in his first at bat.
Now first and third situation. Jennings does not hold runners on well. Let's see if Vivas gets a good jump, getting a scoring position.
First pitch, he's on the move. Heineman throws down, and he is in there. Runner holding up at third, so now second and third after the stolen base. And a chance for Velasquez to do a damage and maybe knock in a couple.
Yeah, very slow to the plate. Nice jump. Throw was off. Maybe if the throw was right at the bag, he might have got him. Got him on that back heel. There's no replays.
Yeah, it looked like the hand was in there, though. So Vivas with a stolen base. Second of the inning for the Yankees. They're trying to add to a 3-1 lead. Jennings looks like he had a little problem with the delivery there and missed 2-0.
And the Blue Jays will bring the infield in. With one out, usually you go on contact.
Two-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-1. And a good off-speed pitch, a change that gets Velasquez to swing and miss. 2-2.
Oh, you're in a 9-hole hitter. You're in a situation now with 2 strikes. Infield in. Runners are second and third. You want to just shorten up your swing. Just make contact. Anything can happen if you put the ball in play.
2-2 pitch. And a miss and another full count. 3-2. Peraza at third. Vivas at second. Velasquez trying to knock him in. Swing and a miss. Good change there by Jennings for the second out.
Now this might be it for Jennings. 24 pitches.
They will take the ball from Jennings, and we'll take a break here on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Stick around.
Incredible value from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Hurry to your Honda dealer today.
Braden Fisher is a new pitcher. Austin Wells the hitter with runners at second and third. And that was the second pitch of the at-bat. And that will do it as Austin Wells flies out to right. Yanks hit one in the inning. They lead it 3-1.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper for me is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him. We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
And he did again! It is Bedlam at the base!
one of the coolest sports moments ever.
You could talk about him all night long. From offense to defense to the way he hustles.
We're allowed to have favorite players in the game too, and on the short list for me is this guy.
He's a team leader. He's a fun guy. He's a great personality.
This is who you build franchises around.
Magnificent play from Arenado.
There is not an out he thinks he can't get. This guy is some kind of player.
Pete Alonso, franchise cornerstone, homegrown Met.
That's the guy you want to build your team around.
You know, Pete has turned into such an intelligent hitter.
If you hit it, it goes, that's for sure.
Oh, man, Pete got a hold of one.
There's not many guys who can do what he does from an offensive standpoint.
It's out of here, and the Mets win it! Into the second deck!
That ball was tattooed.
Polar Bear's a ribby machine.
Spring's in full swing on MLB Network. Recap the day with MLB Tonight. Catch up on the day's news, highlights, and even hear from the players themselves.
I want to win a World Series. I want to do it in Kansas City.
MLB Tonight. Coverage continues through opening day.
Yankees lead at 3-1, top of the fifth at George M. Steinbrenner Field. Austin Wells has had a nice so far, 2 for 3. And prior to the game, Justin Shackle had a chance to catch up with him in our interview of the day, brought to you by your local Ford stores.
All right, Austin, by my count, this is the 5th straight game that you were leading off in spring training. What was it like when the Yankees first approached you about the idea of leading off?
I was open for it. I'm open for anything, really. So as long as I'm in the lineup, I'm good to go.
What are your first impressions of being a leadoff hitter for this team?
It's pretty cool. I've never done it before, ever in my life. So these last 5 games have been fun. Getting to experience that and hit in front of some good guys.
What has stood out to you about being in that role and the responsibilities of a leadoff hitter?
I'm not trying to change too much of what I do. I think if I did that, I'd kind of take away from my game. So I'm trying to just play it the same as if I was hitting 5th or 9th or wherever. So for me, it's just trying to keep it the same. But I know that leading off, you know, in front of a guy like Aaron or whoever, it's important to get on base for him.
Yeah, Aaron Boone was talking about you in the leadoff spot, and a big reason why you're there is because how you profile in getting on base. Going back to last year and then just your overall game, what do you do so well at the plate that allows you to get on at a high clip?
I mean, I just try to get my pitch, and I feel like I'm pretty selective with that. You know, the game of baseball is very interesting, and there's a lot of different aspects to it, but I'm just trying to stay to my approach and stay to my plan, and you know, it works out sometimes.
What do you think it would be like if you were leading off in the regular season and doing it in front of Aaron Judge? Because whomever's been in that spot in years past, they've talked about having that extra responsibility of seeing a lot of pitches, relaying that information to guys in the middle of the order.
Yeah, I think having the perspective of being a catcher, as well as, you know, maybe leading off in front of guys like that will allow me to relay maybe some better information from what I'm seeing. But, you know, having that experience of hitting behind Aaron last year for a bit, I think that also gives me a little bit of confidence to go up there and hit in front of him, try to get on and have him drive me in.
Defensively, a lot of talk is always about how strong a team is up the middle. You behind the plate, Jazz at second, Volpe at short, and then now Cody Bellinger over in center field. When you're kind of surveying the defense from behind home plate and you see that right up the middle, what comes to mind?
Yeah, it's great having guys up the middle like that can roll any ball and keep balls from going to the outfield in Jazz and Volpe. I think that's going to save a lot of runs. And then you got a guy like Bellinger who, you know, he's the lead defender, so he's going to track down a lot of balls. He's going to cut some balls down and give us a chance to throw some guys out at the plate. So having a dynamic, athletic, like middle of the field like that opens up a lot more for us to do around him.
You're now less than 3 weeks away from your first season as the main catcher for the Yankees. What are you out to prove for yourself and to the people around baseball?
I just want to win. Just go out there and win every day and try to be the best teammate that I can be for the guys around me. I think that's my #1 goal, and just any way that I can support the pitching staff and help move the lineup over, that's my goal, and hopefully that helps us win a lot of games.
We appreciate you giving the time, Austin. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
Justin, thank you for that, spending time with Austin Wells, who again has had a terrific game offensively so far. 2 for 3 with a leadoff home run. Working with Eric Raiselman right now here in the top half of the 5th inning. And he kind of talks like a leadoff hitter, right?
Yeah, you know, one of the things, and being around baseball for so long and just talking to managers, coaches, and who profiles as a leadoff hitter, a lot of guys don't like it. You go up and down the line and say, hey, do you want to lead off if you don't have that typical leadoff guy?
Throw down to second base as Lucas was trying to steal it, and looks like they must have just gotten in there.
Yeah, I think Peraza thought they might have got him at second. No replays in spring training. Fastball up. Let's see. Ooh, I think they might have got him. That foot might have came off the bag. It hit the bag and then popped up.
So Lucas gets the stolen base. And that's Barger lifting one out to deep left field as the ball carries and one hops on the wall. Bellinger can't track it down. The run will score. Blue Jays have their second run. It's 3-2.
But with Wells, he made a comment, and here's a pitch just out over middle of the plate. Looked like a changeup that stayed up. And off that left-handed bat, it's going to tail away from the center fielder in Bellinger. There you see he's just going to cruise back and play this one off the wall. But Wells said something about leading off, and this is why a lot of guys don't like it, because they feel that they have to change their approach. They feel like, okay, if I'm hitting down in the lineup, I can be aggressive when I want. I'm going to stay in my game plan, and I'm not going to change. But guys that get into the leadoff spot say, okay, I got to take pitches. You know, I got to show everybody else, and that's not their game plan. And he even said, I'm not going to change my approach. I have to approach leading off the same way as I hit 5th or 9th.
Well, he's been impressive so far in that leadoff spot. 3-2 game now here, top of the 5th. Leo Jimenez, the batter, grounded to third in his first at bat. And he's got just an easygoing demeanor, too. Like, where do you want me to hit?
Right,
I'll do it. I'll keep my same approach. Just plug me in, and I'll get the job done. Two-one pitch to Jimenez. Missing up 3-1.
Yeah, Raiselman, it was really good stuff. Really good year last year in the minor leagues. Three teams, rookie ball, A-ball, Double-A. Had a really good year in Double-A. 21 games, 1.93 ERA. He's got really good stuff.
Fastball clicking at 95, 96. That one's in for a strike, 3-2. Pitch fouled off. Raiselman, a 5th-round pick by the Yankees out of LSU in 2022. So far, good numbers last season in the minors, and ranked right now by Baseball America as the Yankees' 29th prospect. 3-2 pitch to Jimenez. And Jimenez laces that one into right field. Runner will advance to third with nobody away here in the top half of the 5th.
Well, this inning, he's just leaving a lot of pitches up in the zone. He's not staying back over there. We're rushing a little bit. Some nerves. Young guy getting his first big league camp taste. He's got a really good arm, but a lot of pitches up in the zone. You see Austin Wells probably saying, hey, to stay back. You know, drive the ball down in the zone. The breaking ball is just getting underneath.
Well, This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Razelman trying to navigate his way through this inning, facing Riley Terada, who struck out looking in his first at bat, but has runners at first and third here with nobody away in the top of the fifth. John Schneider and the Blue Jays relying on a lot of minor leaguers today. No Vladdy Guerrero Jr., no Bo Bichette, no George Springer. Didn't make the trip from Clearwater.
There used to be a rule that you had to have at least 3 big leaguers in the travel. Well, that's the case. Either 3 or 4.
Big fastball at 96 there by Razelman.
Yeah, Varsho, Rodriguez.
Yep.
There's a couple in there.
Clement.
Jimenez.
0-2 pitch. Austin Wells going to go with the first ABS challenge of the game.
Yeah, nice job by Wells. Even though it could be a ball, you're trying to help out your pitcher right there.
Boy, did that just miss. Half an inch. Foul ball. Let's get it downstairs. Justin Shackles standing by with Marcus Stroman. Justin.
Thanks, Bob. With Marcus Stroman, 3 innings, 1 run ball, 50 pitches right on the nose tonight. What'd you like about what you were able to do on the mound?
Oh, I think at this point it's just all about health, repeatability, mechanics. Yeah, you want to be at a point where, like I said, you're just building a good foundation and you want to go into the season healthy. So I think health is definitely a priority at this point.
There are a couple of at-bats really impressive in terms of pitch sequencing. I think you battled back behind 2-0 to strike a guy out. You looked like you fooled a guy with a 4-seamer on 3-2. How'd you feel about your pitch sequencing?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I think Wellesley's great behind the dish. I think he has a really good grasp of my pitch mix. And he does a good job, like I said, of kind of flashing the 4-seam, the cutter up, and then mixing in my sinker too. So that's all Wellesley back there. I'm just trying to execute.
Well, what'd you think of Austin working with you in the top of the first and then quickly flipping the switch, taking the gear off and parking one out and giving you some run support?
Yeah, he's special. I think everyone's a big fan of Wellesley in this organization, both sides of the ball. He puts in a ton of work behind the scenes, building relationships with the pitchers. So we all feel extremely comfortable with him. And then I think everybody knows what he's capable of at the plate. So, yeah, huge Austin Wells fan.
Now, you always talk about maintaining health, maintaining movement, and earlier this week, you posted a story on Instagram with some impressive movement in the weight room. You're working with kettlebells. I know you like working with those kettlebells, but we have the footage here. What were you working on? What was this movement called for you?
Yeah, it's a Turkish get-up. You know, I think anyone who's in the gym knows this movement. It's a 32-kilogram kettlebell. It's a full body a lift, you know, core, shoulder stability, legs, hips. So it's something I try to get in the weight room all the time. And yeah, when I'm strong in the weight room, I usually feel pretty strong on the mound.
So you have 32 kilograms just with a straight elbow right over your head, that entire movement. What's tougher, the get up or the get down?
I think it's the get down. I shout to Nikki Huffman. She's my trainer. She's been with me 10 years. You know, I'm very thankful for her. She always puts my body in an incredible position to go out there. And yeah, I wouldn't be who I am without her.
All right, Marcus, thanks for the time. Terrific job tonight.
Appreciate it.
Back to you guys.
Justin, thank you for that. Stroman trying to keep that overall health, and that's a
You do that exercise, don't you, every day? Or at least 3 days a week?
Yeah, I go a little lighter than the 32 kilogram. Luis Velasquez coming in to replace Razelman, with the Blue Jays threatening first and third, 1 away. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Yankees. Citizens' upcoming schedule. And after today, got a lot of next couple weeks. Got some interesting games. Coming up on Monday, Tigers, Orioles. You got the Tigers again, Phillies, Tampa Bay, Pirates. You can see a lot of those games on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. So with the exception of Wednesday, Nelly, it's going to be a busy couple weeks here.
Yeah, that 19th, 20th, and 21st, 3 night games in a row. You get a lot of night games now in spring. Way back, you used to get one, and that's it. You get one day off in spring, and then you get one night game, and then that's it. You know, you get such a routine of having everything in the day. You get up in the morning, go to the ballpark, an everyday game. Really messes you up with that one night game. And here you mix it up a little bit. You probably have about 6, 7 night games during the spring.
But you mostly have night games in the regular season, so would that have mattered to you, or did it ever matter to you that you basically, when you were playing, had all day games but then transitioned to the night in the regular season?
Yeah, baseball's such routine oriented, and guys get in a routine as far as going to the park. In spring training, you're used to getting up and you're used to going to the ballpark early. You get your work done, and you have that 1 o'clock game, and then you're home, or sometimes you're out on the golf course if you don't have to stay for the game. So that night game messes you up in the spring. When the season starts, you don't mind the night games because you're playing mostly night games every day. You might get that day game getaway day, but the routine is night game after night game. Now it's a little bit different when you're playing 7, 8 night games during spring training.
Will Wagner's had a couple of bats, couple of ground ball outs as he swings and misses there. 2-1. Addison Barger's at third. Leo Jimenez is at first with 1 away. Chopper foul, 2-2.
Velasquez getting that opportunity, coming over and probably not expecting to pitch, just as a backup. It's his chance to get into a big league spring training game.
Wagner staying alive on a breaking ball, and a cutter there from Velasquez. To right field as Judge will try to track that one down, plays it off the top of the wall. 1 run scores. The runner is in with a RBI double, and the Blue Jays have tied the game 3-3.
No, Aaron Judge tried to deke the runner a little bit, but I think that he's going to catch it. This is a fastball upstairs. This gets over the head of Aaron Judge, just off the wall, about a foot from going out of park.
So Wagner an RBI double, and the Blue Jays have tied it at 3 as that brings up Dalton Varsho. He's flown out to right and left field.
Oh, good cutter downstairs, almost more like a slider. Infield's in, 1 out. Runners usually go on contact over there at third.
Little pop behind the plate. Balls will give it a look, but it goes into the well behind the plate.
You have 2 pitches down in the zone. If you don't come back with that slider or cutter, if you're going to go up with a fastball, you got to make sure it's way up.
Hammers that one out to center field. Bellinger is there, but the runner will tag. The runner will score, and the Blue Jays will have a 4-3 lead.
Well, it's not a bad idea to come back with a fastball. You know, he's a young pitcher who's getting his first opportunity in a big league camp. This is where you learn, okay, 2 off-speed down. If I'm going to throw the 4-seamer, try to get it up around the letters. And you might get a swing and miss. Even if you get that take, you're just changing that eye level of the hitter.
Loper Fido is 0 for 2. Velasquez misses up 1-0.
That would have been a great opportunity, that pitch right there to Varsho instead of fastball down, because everything's been down, so that's what the hitter sees. Down, down, down.
Good cutter right there. So Velasquez showing the good cutter with a few of these batters that he's faced.
Yeah, he's got a good fastball. That looks more to me like a slider. It has a little bit of a dip to it. Usually cutters are going straight across.
1-1 pitch. This is in the dirt, 2-1. One fouled off, 2-2. Blue Jays have scored 3 here in the top half of the 5th. Velasquez trying to keep it right there. 2-2 pitch. Instead of that ball just off the glove of Vivas. And the runner will come around to score and extend the Blue Jays lead to 5-3. A 2-out flare to knock in another run.
Yeah, it looked like it just got off the tip of Vivas' glove. This is a cutter upstairs. He's done a great job of keeping that down in the zone, and that just hung up there. You see Vivas, if he's about, what, 2 more inches.
Yeah.
He would have had it.
Instead, Wagner scores from second with 2 outs. So 5-3 Blue Jays. In the 8th batter of the inning, Tyler Heineman. Popped to short and lined to first. That ball getting away from Austin Wells, and the runner will move up. Pitch to Heineman. Chopper right up the line. Goldschmidt will have it, and that will do it. But the Blue Jays push 4 across in the top of the 5th to lead it 5-3.
Seager, all eyes on him. He's ready to go. He's aggressive.
Here's a dude that swings 52% of the time on first pitches.
Corey Seager smashes the ball.
The ability to be able to come together and compete every night. You know, that's what it's all about at this point for me.
Corey Seager does it again.
This guy is doing it all. He's hitting bombs all the time.
Expect Jackson Churio of the Brewers to be a first-year phenom.
I mean, the tool set is just incredible.
You just run out of adjectives to describe the kid.
First big league homer for Jackson Churio.
He's having so much fun. That team is having so much fun.
So much to like about this kid right here. The loft, the juice, everything's there.
Welcome back to Yankee Spring Training, presented by your local Ford stores. Dominate the field with a legendary Ford Bronco, official SUV of the Yankees. Blue Jays have taken the lead as we head to the bottom of the fifth. They're up 5-3. Aaron Judge will lead things off. Here in the inning, he is grounded to short and struck out swinging. 5-3 on the Montefiore Einstein scoreboard at George M. Steinbrenner Field. 9,338 fans in attendance for tonight's ball game. A Friday evening soiree. Braden Fisher back out there for the Blue Jays, and he's ahead of Judge 0-2.
Yeah, good breaking pitch down and away.
Oh, 2. Another good pitch, a cutter, and he strikes out Judge. Now, Nelly, check this out. In between innings, a little school in session with Yorbit Vivas there. Aaron Boone giving him a little chat.
Yeah, you wonder what he's saying. He's definitely not going to be on that play, you know, that he just missed.
Vivas had a couple good at-bats, 2 singles in the game. Brings up Cody Bellinger. Homer to right, single down the right field line before getting thrown out at second in the 3rd inning.
Maybe it was on the stolen base. That could have been something about when to run, when not to run. And that was a 1st and 3rd situation, especially off of Jennings. He doesn't hold runners on well. Maybe he's talking about maybe a little bit better jump.
0-2 pitch to Bellinger. Not even close there. Cutter in the dirt, 1-2. A lot of defensive changes, entirely new outfield for the Blue Jays. And around the infield, new 1st, 2nd, and 3rd baseman. 1-2 pitch to Bellinger, fouls that one away. Rodet, Clase, and Barreau in the outfield. Martinez Clement is the only remaining, besides Heineman behind the plate, only remaining starter at shortstop as Bellinger stays alive. Again, 2 good at bats by Bellinger on the night. Homered in the 1st and then rocketed a single down the right field line in the 3rd. 1-2 pitch. Lifts that one into shallow left field. Clement will have it, and 2 away. We'll bring up Paul Goldschmidt, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Fisher quickly ahead of Goldschmidt, 0-2.
Yeah, Fisher's got a really good slider slash cutter. He's got really good control of it. He likes to expand his zone. See if he expands his zone again with that slider or cutter down and away.
Tried to get it there, but Goldschmidt fighting it off to stay alive.
This is where you see a right-handed hitter where he covers that outside of the plate, outside part of the plate. In 0-2, if you want to try to get him out there, usually you try to go in and then back away.
Popping that one straight up. Heineman will settle underneath it, and that will do it. A 1-2-3, bottom of the 5th for the Yanks. We go to the 6th with Toronto up 5-3.
Over the years, you've built equity in your home. And when you need money for life's necessities, your home can pay you back. Let us show you how you could access $45,000 or more. Visit us online at loandepot.com today.
Franchise cornerstone, homegrown Met.
That's the guy you want to build your team around.
You know, Pete has turned into such an intelligent hitter.
If you hit it, it goes, that's for sure.
Oh, man, Pete got a hold of one.
There's not many guys who can do what he does from an offensive standpoint.
It's out of here, and the Mets win it! Into the second deck!
That ball was tattooed.
Polar Bear's a ribby machine.
He has been impressive.
It looks like he's locked in at that shortstop position.
A guy could flat play defense on another level.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
He's got good hands, good balance at the plate, hits the ball to all fields.
How about that Ezekiel Tovar? Ezekiel Tovar does it. Man, is Tovar special.
Look for big things for him in the near future.
Marcus Lynn Betts,
best player on the planet.
I love watching Mookie play on the Hall of Fame highway.
It's a blessing to have those expectations.
Goodness, and that one is gonna go. Mookie Betts, what a monster!
Got some more unfinished business to take care of.
Are you kidding me?
I try and do the best that I can, anything that I can't control.
Nothing on a baseball field that Mookie Betts does not excel at.
Mookie Magic!
Great to have you back with us. Top of the 6th inning, 5-3 Blue Jays lead it on the Audi scoreboard. As we welcome you to Tampa, Bob Lorenz, Jeff Nelson, Justin Shackle on, yes, the Gotham Sports app, and in Canada on Sportsnet. Blue Jays pushing across 4 runs in the top of the 5th to take the 5-3 lead. And now here in the top of the 6th, Colton Brewer is the new Yankees pitcher, facing Ernie Clement.
Brewer in his 7th big league season. San Diego, Boston, 3 years. Played for the Yankees in 2023. Only 3 games at big league level.
Lifts one out to right field. And one away. Tickets for all 2025 Yankees home games are on sale at Yankees.com. This season's home schedule includes some great promotional giveaways and is highlighted by interleague games against the Giants, Cubs, and Phillies, as well as the annual Subway Series games against the Mets. For more information and to get your 2025 Yankees tickets, visit Yankees.com today. Nathan Lucas has had a nice game, a solo home run in the 2nd inning to get the Blue Jays on the board, and then he had a leadoff walk and a stolen base as part of that 4-run 5th inning. Fouls that one into the seats, 1-1. It is not Lucas. It is Jonathan Clase. He took over in center field. So Clase batting in the spot of Lucas. Love those mid-game changes, Nelly.
Oh, absolutely.
Get you every time.
Your scorebook is just...
It's a mess.
Yeah.
Two-one pitch from Brewer.
You start to see guys a little less than 3 weeks away from opening day. You'll see players. Look, see Aaron Judge, he played yesterday, DH'd yesterday, in right field today. They'll start increasing those times in the field.
Clase off the base of the wall in right, stretching it for 2. Will he get there? He will with a throw to the outfield side of second base.
You see Martin out in right field, and Another interesting part of this George M. Steinbrenner field, the walls, and during the season the Rays will play there. And there's going to be a lot of base hits or a lot of balls that are hit off the wall, even down the line, that you're going to be able to hold runners to that base hit instead of that double. Good throw might have gotten Class A at second.
Stuart Baroa is the batter. Baroa taking over in right field for Addison Barger. Check of the runner at second. Class A trying to catch him straying.
Not a bad idea, the inside move. You lift your leg and you go towards second. A lot of times when it works is when you go and double it up.
0-1 pitch. Missing inside, 1-1. Alexander Vargas is the shortstop for the Yankees now. And Brewer misses with a breaking ball. 2-1. Another miss up high, 3-1.
This is where the pitch clock, you have 18 seconds when runners are on, and you see that Brewer's having a hard time throwing strikes. And you're always taught to try to slow the game down a little bit, go behind the mound. You saw how he picked up the Rosner and cleaned his spikes off, and you really don't have a lot of time.
As Baroa lifts that one out to right center field. Castillo is there for the out. As the runner advances to third, 2 away.
You don't have a lot of time to gather your thoughts. And before you know it, you look up and you have 5 seconds, and you got to try to start your delivery. It's like a hitter when you're in the box and you just don't feel it. You only get 1 timeout, right? When you're on the mound, you really don't get that chance to slow it down when you're struggling, trying to find the plate.
Adrian Pinto will get his first at bat, filling the spot of Leo Jimenez. 2 away, runner at third. Blue Jays up 5-3 in the top of the 6th. Good breaking ball there by Brewer. 0-2.
Big swing. You got to come back with that pitch. He's trying to take you out of the park.
Does come back with it, gets it on his hands, and that will do it. Little pop up. They strand him in to third, and we go to the bottom of the 6th, 5-3. by your local Ford stores. Dominate the field or any terrain with the legendary Ford Bronco, official SUV of the Yankees. Anytime the Yankees play the Blue Jays, it's an extra bonus for Yanks fans because they look at the other side. They see coaching one of their former greats, Don Mattingly, and prior to the game, Justin Shackle had the chance to chat with Donnie Baseball.
Don Mattingly, needing no introduction, obviously, but he is the Blue Jays bench coach. But I'll tell you what, last few seasons, when the Yankees and the Blue Jays play one another, you can't help but notice batting practice, infield after. You are getting after it out there. Why is it so important to you?
It's not that important, honestly. It's kind of fun. You know, it keeps me moving a little bit. But it's really just helping and being part of, what we're doing.
And I saw you talking with your former pitcher along the baseline during Blue Jays BP there, you and Ron Guidry. Can you give us a little inside peek behind the curtain what two former beloved Yankees are chatting about here in spring training?
Oh, just saying hello, asking how how we're doing, how he's feeling, things like that, things that old guys talk about. So nothing earth-shattering, but it's always good to see him. I don't get to see him very often, maybe once, twice a year. So it's always good to see like him. And I don't know if Willie's still here or not, but it's always good to see those guys.
Willie is here, so you want to meet him downstairs. And, yeah, exactly. Try and schedule something there. This third meeting between the Blue Jays and the Yankees in the spring. Early impressions of the Yankees here.
You know what? I don't think. Oh, I seen him, I guess, the first game, right? And then I wasn't here the last game, but I don't know. I try not to. I don't pay too much attention to what they're doing at this point in spring. You're really just trying to get your team ready to go. Kind of focus on, what I'm supposed to be doing. But then as we get into the season, then you're kind of getting into the nuts and bolts of, how you're going to pitch guys, how you're going to go after people.
Going through them last year and facing a really strong pitching staff, it seems like it's only gotten stronger here. You have Devin Williams now in the back. You have Max Fried joining this rotation. When you're trying to game plan the approach for your offense, what are you thinking when you see some of those names on this pitching staff?
No, obviously they got good arms, but to be quite honest with you, they're good arms everywhere in baseball. So you really you're going to plan with what these guys do. I've seen Max a lot in Atlanta with him. He's got great stuff, and he's a handful, but, obviously you're going to game plan for him. Same with Devin with the changeup. He's got it, but he still throws hard. Things so good that you can look for it and still gives you trouble with it. So each guy brings their own set of circumstances that give you trouble. You got to deal with Garrett. You got to deal with all of them. So, but again, nothing like one way to do it. I think it's more just game planning for trying to, try to find something you want to do.
The AL East is always a buzzsaw. We know that, but it feels like the hype has been elevated even more for 2025. What's the trickiest part in this division, in your opinion?
I think to be consistent. There's so many good teams. Obviously, the Yankees were great last year and going to be good again. Boston's better. Tampa's always good. Baltimore's young and good. We feel like we're better. So, you're coming into kind of a black and blues type division where you got to try to win all your games, try to keep winning series. I don't think any tricks other than being consistent and keep getting down the road, try to keep winning 2 out of 3, win series, and then see where you're at.
The talent on this Blue Jays roster is undeniable, but did lose 88 games last year. You mentioned it, though. You think you guys are better. In what ways are the Blue Jays better in 2025?
No, definitely Anthony Santander makes a difference with us. And then Jimenez. It really brings 2 veteran guys that are kind of all business to the table. It pushes a kid back that may not be quite ready yet. It just gives us a better balance of experience with veterans and with our young guys that have been coming. So, yeah, we think we're going to be all right.
Donnie, always a pleasure. Good to see you, and best of luck down here in Tampa.
Appreciate it.
Always great to hear from Don Mattingly as his Blue Jays lead at 5-3 here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Ryan Yarborough, the veteran pitcher, in for the Blue Jays. Signed a minor league deal with them.
Get into so much with Cap. I still call him Cap. He's, there's players around baseball that on the other side, like, I wish I had a chance to play with him and be a teammate. And he's one of them. I always played against him when I was in Seattle and when he was with the Yankees.
Alexander Vargas smokes that one past the third baseman. Runner will come around to score. Vargas heading to second, and the Yanks had a run. It's 5-4.
I mean, he's just an outstanding player, and this is a smoke, too. I think it hit the shoe tops of the third baseman, Martinez, over there. Right off the glove. That was a hard shot. It's going to go down as a double and an RBI. I didn't do too bad during the regular season when we played the Yankees when I was in Seattle in '95. He got a couple hits off of me, but he was just a great first baseman. I think, my opinion, a Hall of Fame. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame.
A lot of people thinking his numbers need to be looked at a lot closer.
MVP in 1985, 2,100 hits, over 300 average. Only played 14 seasons because of some injuries. His back is one of them.
Well, so beloved by Yankees fans. Got a foul ball there by Jesus Rodriguez. And he brings up a great point about the East, Nelly. If you can stay in the fight up till the trade deadline and see where you're at, win some series, 2 or 3 here and there, and just stay in the fight. Again, you mentioned this. They finished 74-88 last season. Nowhere good enough to even be competitive in terms of getting a wild card, but what so much can break your way if you're just staying in the game halfway through the season.
They need to stay healthy. They had some health issues last year, especially with Bichette. Their bullpen was a mess. Romano, their closer, was hurt most of the year.
Yarborough can't make that play. The runner will advance. First and third, 2 away for the Yanks. Still got life here in the bottom half of the 6th.
Their rotation is going to be solid. I mean, one of the best in baseball. You know, the addition of Scherzer, who knows what he can give you. He's getting up there in age. But with Barrios and Bassett and Gossman, you know, that's a pretty good solid 3. You had Jeff Hoffman, who was the setup guy for the Phillies. He'll probably wind up being their closer. You have Chad Green down there. But offensively and also their bullpen, that's where the Blue Jays are going to decide where they're going to be. You know, Santander is a big addition. It's good that, you know, if it was one of those that they're back in the day when they weren't playing everyone, it was 19 times your own division. Now that you play everyone, they got cut down to 13. I think it helps teams like the Blue Jays that they're not constantly seeing the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Orioles. So they're only playing them 13 times. I think that helps them. They just have to get off to a good start, or it's going to be a fire sale come time to deadline.
Alexander Vargas is at third. Jesus Rodriguez at first as Tyler Hardman steps in. His first at bat, penciled into the number 1 hole, taking over for Austin Wells. Alex Jackson now behind the plate for the Yankees. 1-0 pitch from Yarborough. Finished up last season with the Blue Jays and then signed a minor league deal with them. .2-0 pitch to Hardman. In for a strike, 2-1. Missing with a curveball, 3-1.
Well, Yarborough, he's going to be an important piece in that bullpen. Played with the Dodgers last year and then went over to the Blue Jays. Had some really good years with the Rays. That long guy, sometimes he would be an opener, but he's one of those that give you a solid 2-3 innings out of that bullpen.
.3-1 pitch to Hardman. Chopped to third and foul. The advantage of the cup bat at the end, right?
Stand it up.
Don't need to blow your back out reaching for it off the ground. Yanks with first and third, 2 away here. The payoff pitch coming to Hardman. And throw over to first. Check on Rodriguez. Runners on the move and a 3-2 pitch. And a changeup, and Hardman goes down swinging. So that'll do it. Yanks push one across into 6th. We got a 5-4 game.
And the New York Yankees.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper for me is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him.
We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
And he did it again! It is Bedlam at the bank!
One of the coolest sports moments ever.
If you're a baseball player and you want to watch just sheer joy in the way to play the baseball game, Jose Ramirez, look no further.
Every time he's locked and makes contact, it's a homer.
Jose Ramirez!
Wow! When you are a star player, it is not just home runs, it's all the things you do. That's the beauty of the sport.
Jose Ramirez putting on the wrist.
Oh, that was outstanding.
What better for the game of baseball?
Superstar center fielder Julio Rodriguez.
I think he's one of the faces of the game.
This kid is special beyond words.
Julio Rodriguez, listen, at the end of the day, guys, this guy's a superstar.
Impossibly! Oh, what a play by Julio Rodriguez! What a life!
This is the man right here.
I feel like we were pretty good spots to beat.
Another historic chapter! Marcus Lynn Betts, best player on the planet.
I love watching Mookie play.
On the Hall of Fame highway.
It's a blessing to have those expectations.
Goodness, and that one is gonna go. Mookie Betts, what a monster!
Got some more unfinished business to take care of.
Are you kidding me?
Support America's military and first responder heroes. Donate $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation at T2T.org. Back at the top of the 7th. Toronto leads at 5-4 on the Montefiore Einstein scoreboard. Michael Arias is the new pitcher for the Yanks. Was with the Cubs last year at Double and Triple A. 49 games. And a swing and a miss as Peyton Williams is the batter. Williams took over at first base for Tirada.
Well, real good two-seamer, 96 miles an hour. You can bury that in on a lefty. A little movement catches that inside edge. That's nasty.
Plumped him right there, so a leadoff hit by pitch here in the top of the 7th. Want to remind you, Monday on Yes, the March to opening day continues as the Yankees take on the Detroit Tigers here at Steinbrenner Field. Our coverage starts at 1 o'clock on Yes and streaming on the Gotham Sports app. And a reminder, opening day is coming up Thursday, March 27th. Yes, we'll have extended pregame coverage of all the on-field ceremonies beginning at 1:30. Elvis Martinez is the hitter for the Blue Jays.
You guys will be down on the field, right?
We will. Can't miss us.
Hopefully the weather's good.
That is always priority number one for not only anybody covering the game and anybody going to the game, but also the players and coaches. You remember some of those times, right?
I remember my first year in '96 here. It snowed opening day.
dispatched quickly on a fastball, one away.
You go from 80s and 90s in spring training to about 30s.
Yeah.
Opening day.
Could you pitch well in the cold?
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But we stayed the warmest. The pitchers stay the warmest because, you know, we're constantly moving. And in the bullpen, we always hit heaters. So we were okay. But you play in places like Chicago and Cleveland, whether it's in, you know, in April or September, October, you could feel the wind. You could feel the cold. Did not like the cold.
You can imagine if the wind's blowing in Chicago. Wow. Javon Ward took over for Dalton Varsho. It's his first at bat. Arias is in with a strike, 0-2.
Takes you a little longer as a reliever to get warmed up. You know, it's in the midsummer. It's easy. 8 to 10 pitches, you're ready to go.
Arias clicking the last two batters. Dispatching them each with 3 strikes. Oh, good times, Nelly.
Andy Pettit pitched. Yeah. And the thing of it is that, you know, the umpires have the baseballs on the sides in the baseball bags, and they're freezing when, you know, they're cold when you get it on the mound. Still got to win in the snow.
Clubby's had all the cold weather get ready for you.
The old style turtlenecks with the NY on them.
Alan Rodin is the batter with a runner at first and 2 away here in the top of the 7th. Another hit by pitch as Rodin is aboard, first and second, 2 away.
Well, he's done well with the fastball, but that changeup there clipped Rodin's foot. He got Williams on a slider, 0-2.
So a couple of hit batters and a couple of strikeouts.
Got the good lid going. It's like a coffee table.
Matt Watley is the hitter. Arias missing outside, 1-0. Fouls it away, 1-1. Watley lifts that one out to right field. And the Yankees wrap up the inning, stranding a couple here in the top half of the 7th inning. As the Blue Jays lead it 5-4 on the Montefiore Einstein scoreboard, we've hit the 7th inning stretch. We'll stay here at Steinbrenner Field for God Bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight the New York Yankees are recognizing all the brave men and women of our armed forces. So please direct your attention to the Yankees first base dugout and welcome Sergeant Jason Vance of the United States Army. He served our nation from 1996 through 2000 in the 1st Armored Division, U.S. Army Intelligence and Security Command. Sergeant Vance had numerous deployments, including Bosnia and Herzegovina, and he is presently a Master Deputy for the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. Sergeant Jason Vance is our military honoree of the game. We also say thank you to all of our brave men and women for their service and sacrifices for our country. At this time, we ask you to remain standing, remove your caps, and join along with the singing of God Bless America.
I'm former Major League pitcher David Wells. Over the...
Watch MLB TV and stream 250-plus spring training games and every out-of-market game live or on demand. Plus, stream MLB Network 24/7 for the entire season. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Great to have you with us tonight. Bob Lorenz, Jeff Nelson, Justin Shackle with you. Steinbrenner Field and the Blue Jays leading the Yanks 5-4 in the bottom of the 7th on the Montefiore Einstein scoreboard. That is Jackson Castillo in a first pitch swinging against Ryan Yarborough, 0-1.
I meant to ask you, what were some of your favorite moments in Mattingly?
I mean, you just think of the defensive ability, the batting stance stands out to you, and just the grit, the overall style of play that he had. I think the swing, to me, was the thing that stands out to me. Just so unique that with that crouch,
yes,
the way he'd come out of that.
Justin Shackle should have asked him how he would have liked that ABS. Remember, they take you at your height, and he squatted down to about like a 5'6" player.
You know, that's the player, that's the kind of thing about a player like Don Mattingly, as you mentioned. You're on the other side, you don't play with him, but there's the respect that he draws from other teams. When players on other teams don't get that, he got it universally.
Yeah, you know, I grew up in Baltimore, so I was an Oriole fan, and the Orioles and the Yankees always had a big rivalry. And, you know, I remember watching him when I was in high school and then going into the minor leagues, and you always had respect for how he played. He played so hard. He was a great first baseman, a great hitter, and then you get to the big leagues and you get to play against him. And it's almost like one of those wow moments when you step off the mound. You're like, wow, this is a guy I used to watch and admire, and you respect it from the other side. And, you know, doing some things and seeing him on the other side when he was coaching and when he was with the Marlins. Even though we never played on the same team or were teammates, he treated you like you were a teammate.
Hans Montero is the batter for the Yankees.
I mean, who knows what he would have been able to do if he wasn't injured and had to retire. I mean, 14 years, he probably could have played another 4 or 5.
That would have solidified that Hall of Fame candidacy.
But then you wonder, you know, his retirement brought Tino and I over.
So what was that day like for you?
You know, it's funny because the Mariners did caravans where they have their fan base was really wide in the Pacific Northwest. I mean, you went to Alaska and Canada and Idaho and Portland. And I was actually in Alaska on a Mariner caravan, and I still had 1 day left. And then Bob Watson, the GM of the Yankees back then, called and said, we just traded for you, and Tino, you're coming over as a Yankee. We just went to the LCS, got beat by Cleveland. We figured, okay, all of us are coming back, and we'll see if we can get further. The Mariners are still the only team that has not been to the World Series. You weren't very disappointed when you're going to a team that has the history of the Yankees.
Right. So that's about as far as you could go from Alaska, although you did go home to your place in Seattle, and you pack up and head to New York.
Yeah, I had one more day left. We were in Juneau, Alaska, and I asked Bob Watson, I said, hey, I got 1 day left on this caravan. Do you mind if I finish it up? He goes, oh, no, I'll finish it up, and then we'll see you soon.
Garrett Martin is the hitter. So you had a day left, but the deal was done. Did you?
Yeah, the deal was done.
Were you able
I was promoting the Mariners as a Yankee.
Okay. Always the team player, Nelly. Always a team player, no matter what team you're for, even though you were kind of like on two teams.
Yeah, it was Dan
once,
Wilson
right?
and I. Dan Wilson, now the Seattle Mariner manager. We were out there. I don't think anybody could believe it. I mean, first, Mike Blowers was a third baseman. He went to the Dodgers, and then Tino and I get traded over to the Yankees.
Yarborough in with a strike, 1-2.
I remember the first time putting on the pinstripes and pitching. That was the first year for, back then, it was Legends Field. And you could feel, I mean, I played, I was like, I think my 6th year, I was nervous. I was like, wow, I got the NY on my chest.
Liner to short, and that will do it here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Going to the top of the 8th in Tampa. Toronto up 5-4.
Over the years, you've built equity in your home. And when you need money for life's necessities, your home can pay you back. Let us show you how you could access $45,000 or more. Visit us online at loandepot.com today.
Come on, we'll go for a walk. Come on. Come on, go for a walk.
You know I got the spirit, knock it out the park, knock it out the spirit of the game, knock it out the park, knock it out. You know I got the spirit, knock it out the park, knock it out the spirit of the game. The catch was thrown, not in time.
Rafael Devers stands in the batter's box, and he's a ribbing machine. This guy drives in 100 runs a year. In his sleep, his bat plays.
He has earned his place among the elite hitters in the game.
Rafi Devers strikes again.
He is spectacular.
He's a franchise-type player. Devers' offense is legit.
Out of sight!
He just mashes.
Ridiculous. Oh, Rafi!
Spring's in full swing on MLB Network. Recap the day with MLB Tonight. Catch up on the day's news, highlights, and even hear from the players themselves.
I want to win a World Series. I want to do it in Kansas City.
MLB Tonight. Coverage continues through opening day.
Top of the 8th in Tampa. The best of Talking Yanks coming up tonight after the game. Toronto leads at 5-4. The man in the middle there, that's our old Yes colleague, now with WWE, Joe Uriema. His wife Kelly, daughter Cece and Layla. And when I saw that image of Joe kind of bundled up, I thought, what is the weather in Tampa right now? It's 60, wind making it feel like 57.
That's not spring weather.
Good to see Joe and Kelly getting in a ball game in Tampa, and they're watching a 5-4 Blue Jays lead right now. Joe just got the text from our producer, Mike Medvin.
He's on TV.
This guy's an interesting guy to watch, Nelly. Arjun Nimala, their top draft pick, one of the superstars of the future for them. He strikes out here, but he's going to be a guy to keep an eye on in the coming years for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, he's got a big swing, though. You want to cut it down just a little bit. A little susceptible to the breaking pitch.
Brings up Jonathan Clase. Leonardo Pestana now pitching for the Yankees. And Clase lifting that one down the line and left. That'll find the seats. And let's get it down to Justin Shackle. He's got a little more insight into the Yankees' rotation plans. What do you got, Justin?
Yeah, Bob, I talked with Clark Schmidt yesterday following his live session, his latest session. 30 pitches for him. He's saying that he's feeling really good with where his body's at after dealing with that cranky back earlier in camp. And Aaron Boone said that Schmidt would likely be in a game next, so you want to look out for that over the next week. It was Boone who gave us some insight on how the Yankees are going to deploy their starting pitching at the start of the season. Clark Schmidt currently lined up to start the 6th game of the season. He's going to stay back in Tampa, throw a live session on the off day following the season opener before rejoining the team. So the off days make it so that Garrett Cole starts game 1 and 5 of the season to allow Schmidt to continue to build up. And Boone said that Schmidt should be at 75 to 80 pitches by that 6th game.
Thanks, Shaq. So little pieces of the puzzle starting to fill in, Nelly, for what's happening with the rotation.
Well, that's why you got to hope there's good weather on that Thursday, because if not, that day off on Friday, that puts a wrench into that plan.
We don't need any repeat of 96, right, Nelly?
No, not at all. But I mean, you look at it, you have your first 2 pitchers in Fried or Cole and Fried. You hope that they build up enough in spring to get to that 95 to 100 pitch marks that they can get deep in the ballgame. Because early in the season, you just crush your bullpen.
Stuart Baroa flipping that one into left for a 2-out base hit.
And your 3, 4, 5 guys in the rotation, when you're talking Rodon, he throws a lot of pitches, usually a 5-inning guy. Stroman, usually a 5-inning guy. On occasion can give you 6 or 7. Clark Schmidt has always been a guy that goes 5 innings, and who knows how many pitches he's going to be built up by the time he gets to that first start in the big league. So you're carrying 13 pitchers. That you're taxing your bullpen so much earlier in the season.
Adrian Pinto is the batter as they check on the runner at first, Baroa.
I mean, there's already talks. Remember the talks in Major League Baseball about they wanted to try to shorten the number of, decrease the amount of pitchers that teams could carry, just to get to starters to go deeper.
You know, that's a great idea in theory. It'd be nice to get back to that. But what if you're a team that knows you maybe really don't have the typical ace? It's more a collection of 2s and 3s and guys who give you 5 and maybe max at 6 innings.
I'd like to know who came up with the magical 100 pitches, and then you're done. And who was that guy that said, hey, you know what, at 100 pitches, you know, that's when usually a pitcher goes downhill. You know, it never used to be that way. You know, conditioning's different. You know, they don't run as much as they used to. Now it's all about short spurts, and pitching isn't about short spurts. You know, I've talked to a few strength and conditioning coaches. I'm like, okay, when your arm gets tired, what goes first? Your legs. Right. So why aren't you conditioning those legs? And it's not just about lifting weights. It's about long distance running, endurance. That's what pitching is about. You're not a middle infielder. You're not sprinting on the bases. The only quick spurt is maybe if you're covering first base or going to field a bunt.
3-0 pitch to Pinto with 2 away and a man on first. Pestana misses and a walk, and it's 1st and 2nd here in the top of the 8th. Now, a lot of the arms that teams are running out there are these power arms, but Nelly, you could make the case at the 90 to 100 pitch mark, a little bit of fatigue might actually benefit certain pitchers, right?
Well, right, because it helps you build your arm up. You know, the more you let them throw, and you know, now they take guys out. Look at Garrett Cole yesterday. You know, he had a big inning with 28 pitches, and all of a sudden they took him out and, you know, brought him back the next inning. A lot of times when that rule was 2021, I think we said yesterday. Before that, you're letting him exhaust himself out there. Well, a lot of times that does him a lot better than to keep taking him out and putting him back in, because he'll learn how to gain endurance and learn how to build up that arm. Your stuff might not be as sharp that 40th pitch.
Peyton Williams smokes that up one middle, but Vargas has it, and that will do it. We're taking it to the bottom of the 8th in a 5-4 game.
Over the years, you've built equity in your home. And over the years, life happens. And through life's ups and downs and ups again, when you need money for some of life's necessities, now your home can pay you back. Let us show you how you can access $45,000 or more. Give us a call or visit us online at loandepot.com today.
Monday hot stove. There were some baseball transactions over the weekend.
Good morning. We are coming to you live from the winter meetings. The news we've been waiting for is here.
This contract is good for the game. Seismic news this afternoon. There's a bunch of trades going on, but none bigger than this.
One, we are live. The Hall of Fame election announcement show.
Wherever you go, baseball is always with you. Stream MLB Network's off-season coverage on any device.
Pete Alonso, franchise cornerstone, homegrown Met.
That's the guy you want to build your team around.
You know, Pete has turned into such an intelligent hitter.
If you hit it, it goes, that's for sure.
Oh, man, Pete got a home run.
There's not many guys who can do what he does from an offensive standpoint.
It's out of here, and the Mets win it! Into the second deck! That ball was tattooed.
Polar Bear's a ribby machine.
Best on best prospect battles are coming back. The Spring Breakout Series returns with 16 games featuring the game's top prospects going head to head. The Spring Breakout Series continues right here on MLB Network.
The Yankee Spring Training presented at your local Ford stores. Dominate the field with a legendary Ford Bronco, official SUV of the Yankees. Bottom of the 8th, that is Everson Pereira leading off against a new pitcher for the Blue Jays, big right-hander Tommy Nance.
Nance has 3 big league seasons. The Cubs, the Marlins, and Toronto last year in 20 ball games, a 4.09 ERA.
Pereira smoking that one, a towering shot to left. Forget about it. Everson Pereira, a home run here in the bottom of the 8th, leading off to tie the game at 5.
Well, Aaron Boone talk was in the 4th inning about Pereira, and soon might see some time in the field. This is a hanging slider off of Nance, and this is crushed. He knew it.
Sneaks one under the glove of the third baseman for a base hit. Well, let's get to our memorable moments in Yankee history presented by Prevagen, made for your brain. Nelly, on this day back in 1998, the Yankees signed El Duque Orlando Hernandez, who became a 4-time world champion with the team, 3 with the Yankees, 1 with the White Sox. And what a magical season 98 was, 99 as well, when he won the American League Championship Series MVP. What do you remember about El Duque and just the artistry and the different way he got it done on the mound?
Well, the high leg kick for one. I mean, that knee went all the way up the top of his head, and that glove went straight down. Probably one of the biggest competitors I've ever seen. He's a tremendous teammate. I still keep in contact and see him quite often during the year.
Stolen base there by Gabrielson.
And we had a lot of great starting pitching. You look at Pettit and Cone and Clemens and David Wells. Out of anyone, if there was a big game, and I think a lot of Yankees would feel the same way, it would be El Duque. I mean, he's the guy that you want in pressure situations in a game that you needed to win or lose. He didn't throw very hard, but his command and his breaking ball had the slider, good changeup. His command was outstanding. Nothing. He was no fear for this guy. Right. He was on the mound. Absolutely no fear.
One of those pitchers that might not have known, it wasn't feeling it that day, didn't know what he had, but he found a way to figure it out. Right? It's Alex Jackson through the right side. They'll send the runner. He'll score standing up on the misplay out and right. The Yankees have a 6-5 lead here at the bottom of the 8th.
Well, great job by Gabrielson to steal that base to get into scoring position, and a really nice job of Alex Jackson just giving himself up and trying to go the other way. You look at his breaking ball from Nance. Just takes it the other way, keeps his hands back, didn't want to pull it. You pull it, you're not getting that runner over, and he just hits it right in that second base hole. That was going to be an RBI anyway.
2 runs in, man on first, and Alexander Vargas comes up. He doubled to left in his first at bat.
I don't remember the story when he first came up to us in '98. It was like I think they would say, hey, you're going to the big leagues, you got to start today. Somebody got hurt, didn't know if he was going to be up that long. The next thing you know, he was one of our main guys and a huge contributor in that rotation. And in my opinion, the best team I think ever in 1998. Wind up going 125 and 50, winning 114 games in a regular season, and he was fun to watch.
And in Jack Curry's book on the '98 Yankees, he talked about when they signed El Duque. I mean, teams knew what they had. They'd scouted these players, but it wasn't like today where we have video and social media and things, all these stats and analytics about every pitcher. He kind of just showed up. They were like, okay, what do we have here? And then they quickly realized we've got an all-star quality player.
And I mean, growing up in Cuba, when he comes over here, he's not going to be afraid of anything.
Right.
Nowadays, you wouldn't probably see him on the mound because his fastball wasn't 98 miles an hour. But he just carved guys up with in and out, fastball up and down, nasty slider, big slider, little changeup. Then he throw the looping curveball. I mean, he just had outstanding stuff.
Do you ever remember any of your teammates who were trying to hit against him or had seen the big leg kick? Like, what is going on there? Because it was so different from any other pitcher.
A lot of deception, too, because when you have that leg kick and all of a sudden that glove goes down, you watch his debut here. Watch the leg kick and that glove goes straight down. He hides the ball so well. Look at the sink on the 2-seamer. There's a 4-seamer on the outside part. And you're getting on the outside part. There's that breaking ball. And he's so smooth, and when he hides the ball and he has such deception, it might be 88 to 91 miles an hour, but it just jumps on you. It looks like 95.
And to underscore your point about who might you want on the hill in a big game, El Duque in the postseason, 9-3 at 2.55 ERA. And again, 3 championships with the Yankees and 1 with the White Sox. So stepped up big time in the postseason. Alex Jackson is at first, 1 away. Jesus Rodriguez, the batter, singled back in the 6th inning. Lifting that one out to right center field. Out number 2 as Jackson holds at first.
Yeah, I'll see him around the stadium every once in a while. I'll see him in Florida. We do some events together. He's still an outstanding guy. One of the best teammates I've ever had. Good golfer now.
Is he?
Yeah.
So if he was always crafty on the mound, I'm guessing he's not.
I'm sure. I haven't
it off
played
the
with
tee,
him.
right? He's probably like right down the middle.
Oh, I'm sure. Nothing phases him. He's got the big cigar going now.
Tyler Hardman is the batter, struck out swinging in the 6th. The Yanks have a couple across here in the bottom of the 8th as they've taken a 6-5 lead. One pitch and a 1-2 count. One-two pitch to Hardman. Jackson goes from second. And a chopper, and that's off the glove of Martinez. And it'll be a little E5 as a runner advances. Yankees still alive here in the bottom of the 8th.
It was hit hard, and E.O. late. Instead of getting in front of that ball, he played it to his side. If he gets in front of that, probably has it, makes the play.
They actually scored at a base hit.
Forget everything's a base hit now.
That's true, especially in spring. 4th hit of the inning for the Yankees. A homer, 3 singles, couple runs across. Runners at first and second and 2 away, and Jackson Castillo is the hitter. Breaking ball misses 1-0. Jackson at second. Tyler Hardman at first. Pitch to Castillo, fouled away, 1-2. Well, you mentioned El Duque's golf game. Is yours kind of in mothballs right now because it's winter? Or?
Yeah, I don't play when it's below 60. It's like rocks.
Below 60, really?
Below 60. Yeah, I can't, no way. It's too cold. I like to wear shorts when I play. It seems like if it's below 60, you have to wear pants.
Yeah,
and I'm not.
That's fair.
You play?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's called playing golf. It's a semblance of golf. Breaking ball in, and that'll do it here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That was a good chance to just leave that conversation as we head to the 9th.
Okay, turning Max fan on.
Fans, the Yes app has moved to the Gotham Sports app, your new home for streaming live Yankees, Nets, and more. Free with an eligible TV subscription. Download the Gotham Sports app now and sign in with your existing Yes app username and password, or visit gothamsports.com to get streaming. We are back in the top half of the ninth inning. Yankees push a couple across in the bottom of the eighth to take a 6-5 lead. The lefty Ryan Anderson in for the Yankees to try and close it out. Gets a first pitch swing from Aurelvis Martinez and knocks that one into foul territory, into the seats. Anderson last season at Double-A. 25 games, all but one in relief, an ERA of 3. 34 strikeouts to 10 walks. It's a nice job of that delivery, Elliott, kind of hiding that ball.
Yeah, a little funky, a little delivery as he turns. A little deception. His short arms the ball. Doesn't really have that long arm slot.
Well, the Toronto Blue Jays made the most noise mid-game with a 4-run fifth inning, but the Yankees chipped away. One more in the sixth, a couple more in the eighth. And they lead at 6-5. Trying to close out a win against the Blue Jays in their third of 4 spring meetings. Martinez with a leadoff base hit here in the top of the ninth. Javon Ward, the batter, his second at bat of the game. Struck out looking in his first at bat. Spent his time at high A ball last year. And a chopper to second. See if they can turn 2. Ward with a lot of speed. They don't get him, but they get the lead runner at second, 1 away.
Yeah, the ball wasn't hit hard enough to turn that double play.
Vargas and Montero, the double play combination up the middle now for the Yankees, as Hardman has taken over at first. Rodriguez at third. Alan Rodin, the hitter, was hit by a pitch in his first at bat. Anderson missing there, 1-0. And hits the batter there, so Ward will move to second, Rodin to first, and first and second, 1 away.
Yeah, not a good day for Rodin. A couple of hit by pitches, one on the foot and then the back.
Matt Watley flew out to left in his first at bat. Yanks trying to get through this here in the ninth and come away with a 6-5 win. That ball getting away from Jackson, so the runners will advance. Second and third, 1 away.
Well, if it wasn't for the pitch com, you would say it looked like a cross-up. But the pitch com now, you're not going to have very many cross-ups from the pitcher and the catcher. That looks like a sinker that wound up being a cutter. Just sailed on Jackson, the catcher.
Little excuse me hack. Anderson's 1-1 to Watley. Dials it up a little bit there, but misses 2-1.
Again, infield in, and you know this has changed in baseball as well. As far as usually, if you go back a while, nobody out, you're not going on contact, and even with one out, you're waiting for the ball to get through. But now with one out, everybody goes on contact, and they just, I think maybe analytics are saying, hey, they have to make the play. It has to be a perfect throw at home. Now, some runners probably wouldn't go. If you have an Aaron Judge at third, you probably wouldn't go because you don't want to risk that. Fast runners, you would probably send.
They have Javon Ward, who does have speed at third. Anderson missing with a change right there. And the count goes full 3-2.
Yeah, it says that was definitely a changeup. You can see him turn that ball, turn that circle change over.
See if he can get a big strikeout here against Watley. And just misses high and walks the batter. So bases loaded now. With one away, the Blue Jays down 1. Now that changes the mindset of the infield in. So you turn a double play, you get wrap up the game here.
Well, you have your middle infielders back, your corner infielders, your first baseman will be in on grass, your third baseman and Rodriguez, he'll go about even with the bag.
Oh, 1 pitch. Missing inside 1-1.
Nemela runs really well, so if it's hit hard, you might have a good chance of turning 2, but anything that's not hit real hard, he might be able to beat it out.
To short. They get the lead runner on to first, and the errant throw or catch, and the runner will score. A second run will score, and the Blue Jays
well, it looked like Nemela might have turned towards the field.
Yeah.
And nice heads-up play over there at first base to tag him on his way back.
So the lead runner scored, the runner from third, but as he turned in, that would be the second out. So we're going to figure it out when we come back. We've got to do some math, some algebra, maybe some trigonometry.
Over the years, you've built equity in your home. And when you need money for life's necessities, your home can pay you back. Let us show you how you could access $45,000 or more. Visit us online at loandepot.com today.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper for me is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him. We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
And he did again! It is Bedlam at the bank!
One of the coolest sports moments ever.
If you're a baseball player and you want to watch just sheer joy in the way to play the baseball game, Jose Ramirez, look no further.
Every time he's locked and makes contact, it's a homer.
Jose Ramirez! Wow! When you are a star player, it is not just home runs, it's all the things you do. That's the beauty of the sport. Jose Ramirez putting on the wrist.
Oh, that was outstanding. What better for the game of baseball?
Shohei Ohtani has changed the way we view what a baseball player can be.
Ohtani meeting the moment.
He's the most gifted baseball player we've ever seen.
He's a unicorn. Number 40 for Shohei. 40-40! Walk-off grand slam! No way!
Shohei
Ohtani, who is the greatest living player right now, just hit a 2-run bomb live.
Well, as we surmised, the Blue Jays did take the lead in the top of the ninth. They lead it 7-6. As Hans Montero is batting, Yankees now need to rally to try and tie or win this game. The Blue Jays had the bases loaded, one away. Looked like it might be a ground ball double play opportunity for the Yankees, but we'll detail what happened coming up in just a bit. But the Blue Jays do lead at 7-6 as Montero draws a leadoff walk. So here's the play once again as Nimmola grounds to short, Nelly.
Well, here you go. You have shortstop Vargas. It was the feed to Montero, and just like the throw was wild, and maybe Hardman could have picked this up, but because it goes to the backstop or the fence, Nimmola turns. He makes a turn into the play, and there you see that if the runner scores before the tag, that counts. So that's why the Blue Jays got those 2 runs there.
So Ward scored from third easily. Rodin raced around and scored from second. That was the go-ahead run, 7-6. So the Yanks trying to get something going. Garen Martin is the batter. The pitcher is Hayden Younger. Montero's at first with a leadoff walk. And Younger misses again, 3-0.
Younger was at AAA Buffalo last year, 4.19 ERA in 54 games.
And Younger with ball 4, so 2 runners aboard here for the Yanks. Life in the bottom of the ninth. They took the lead in the bottom of the 8th by pushing 2 runs across. Younger spent last season at AAA, 54 games for that club. 6 home runs allowed in 68 2/3 innings. Everson Pereira homered to left in his first at bat in the 8th. Towering shot to left field. 10 homers in 40 games last season at AAA. Chance to do some damage here with runners at first and second and nobody out.
Usually in this situation you would sacrifice the runners into scoring position to get that lead runner or that winning run.
Ball getting away from the catcher. Runners advance, so second and third with nobody out.
Well, the heck with the sacrifice is wait for a pass ball. Now a winning run at second base.
One pitch to Pereira. And a big swing and a miss, 1-2. That was ruled a passed ball. Fastball clips the outside, and Pereira wants an ABS challenge.
Well, the very first pitch that was called a strike, he probably could have challenged that one because that looked like it was outside just like that one there. So that's a good challenge by Pereira.
One more look as Younger just misses outside. Here comes the 2-2 to Pereira. Fouls that one off to stay alive. Couple walks and a pass ball has it second and third for the Yanks here at the bottom of the ninth. Trying to rally down 7-6. Younger misses with an off-speed pitch, 3-2.
Good take right there from Pereira.
Payoff pitch. And a swing and a miss and a big strikeout there for Younger. One away.
Yeah, with first base open, you had to figure he's not going to give in there, and he goes with that slider down and away. It's a big pitch, second and third, nobody out. Pereira thinking he's going to get a fastball. He gets that slider there. You see he opens up. No chance of covering the outside part of the plate.
Cole Gabrielson lifts that one out into shallow right center field. Can't get it. One run will score. Second runner had to hold up. They're sending him now. And he will score. The Yankees on that play. Cole Gabrielson with what turns out to be the game-winning base hit at the bottom of the ninth. And the Yankees beat the Blue Jays 8-7.
Well, outstanding job by some of the youngsters getting a chance to show their skills here in a big league game. Gabrielson did a nice job. The last time he got on, getting in scoring position, this time gets the game-winning base hit. 2 RBIs as the Blue Jays throw the ball around the infield.
So one more look at that. Cole Gabrielson just fights that one off, gets it out into right center field, and the center fielder cannot handle it. Nelly, at that point, once that ball dropped, the man on second was off to the races, and the question was, would he get in? And it ended up being no problem.
Yeah, it looked like Class A, the center fielder took a bad route to the ball, and he had to dive to try to catch it. Saw both runners for the Yankees go back to the bag to tag up, and because the Blue Jays were throwing the ball all around, they were able to get that second run in and win the game.
Great final kick for the Yankees in both the 8th and 9th innings. 8th inning scored 2 to take the lead. They give up the lead in the top of the 9th, and they go on to win it with 2 more in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Let's get to our Audi electric moment. Experience a fully electric Audi vehicle at your local tri-state Audi dealer today.
Well, Marcus Stroman did a really nice job. He had a good curveball. There's that curveball right there for a strikeout. Good sinking fastball. His command was outstanding. Threw some really good cutters. This is a 3-2 pitch. Right down the middle of a 4-seamer. 3 innings, only gave up to 1 run. Did not walk a hitter. Struck out 2.
And that leads us now to our Cadillac drives of the game.
Well, who says Austin Wells not a leadoff hitter? Well, this is his second of the spring. The very first at-bat in that first inning. He gets a fastball upstairs. Then Cody Bellinger goes down and gets a breaking ball, and that's a no-doubter right there. Number 2 in the spring for Bellinger as well.
Some power from the Yanks, certainly some patience in scoring 2 runs in the 8th and 2 runs in the 9th to win it 8-7 over the Blue Jays. 14 hits for the Yankees, 8 runs scored, 9 hits for the Jays as they lose it 8-7 in a game that lasted just a minute shy of 3 hours. Well, that will do it from George M. Steinbrenner Field. Special thanks to producer Mike Medved, director Ryan Rutherford, Mike Webb, and our executive producer is Jared Ames Boschnak. Join us again on Monday as the Yankees host the Tigers at George M. Steinbrenner Field in Tampa, Florida. Coverage begins at 1 o'clock right here on Yes. Once again, the final score, the Yankees winning 8-7 over the Toronto Blue Jays. For Jeff Nelson and Justin Shackle, I'm Bob Lorenz. Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a great night, and we look forward to seeing you again next time on a night in which the Yankees win it for the bottom of the ninth, 8-7. We'll see you next time. Take care.